What's up? 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 We are in the building. This is Conversations with King, and I am here with my brothers. My brothers. We got Willie Dean, we got Chef, and we got Eve Black. Well, let me do that over because I didn't give them the grace that they need and the respect that they need. We got the Van Glorious Willie Dean. We got the ever magnificent Chef, and we got the oh so powerful Eve Black. Shout out to Darryl. He's not here with us right now, but hopefully he joins in a little bit later. We love y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize for taking long. You know, I hate tardiness, but unfortunately, I think I'm not going to start until I get 25 likes from now on. I'm sorry. I need 25 likes from now on. That's what I need for me to function because right now, I was trying to mind my business today. I didn't want any problems. I actually had a story to tell y'all about last night when I went to Big Daddy King and KRS-One performance with my boy Willie Dean. We had a blast. We want to talk to you about how we were just chilling with Swiss Beats and Mano and going to Pergola and all this other stuff. But we can't even talk about that. You know why we can't talk about that? Because trouble always finds the righteous. Trouble always finds the righteous. Turn the lights up, turn the lights up, turn the lights up. Before we get into that, because it's going to be early smoke sessions. Today is going to be nothing but smoke. So please get a towel, a wet rag, and put it around your face. Get a gas mask because you might choke. It's going to be a lot of smoke. Number one thing we want to talk about too before we begin anything, we cannot have the lights on if we do not pay the bills. So we're going to give a shout out to our special sponsors. One being my book, Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel, on Amazon, Kindle, Apple iBooks, Book Baby, and Amazon. But I'm not the only author here. Please, my brother, tell me your book so they can go and copy it as well.
Okay.
Just
first
say
of all, go cop King's book. Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel. It's on all platforms. You know, I'm sure he mentioned it before, but you know, he prefer if you cop it on the Kindle version because that's where he gets the most profit, and it's also cheaper for your pocket. So, you know, I appreciate it. But before the parents and all the kids, definitely go cop this. This is Love, titled by Willie Dean. You know, I had illustrations done by a good friend of mine from Serbia. You know, just so I can get a little taste of the illustrations and see what they're hitting for.
Man, give Willie Dean the big screen.
Give him the big screen.
Give him the big screen. Let him see that.
How you giving a big screen? Like this? Like this? How you giving a big screen? This. It's like this.
So I appreciate. I would appreciate y'all if y'all go support this and right here, Love, titled Love, written by Willie Dean, and I appreciate all of y'all perspective because every perspective is important, and I'm definitely gonna take everything that everybody says in the comment. If it's genuine, I'm gonna take it into consideration and apply it to the next books that I have coming out. Next one to be out this year too, coming soon.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, E, for teaching me how to work this thing. Next thing we have the Ripple Code. We are sponsored. I think one of the few people to be sponsored without a video when we first started. It's called the Ripple Plus. You could go to www.theripplecode.com. If you put my code, the Ripple King, you'll get a 15% discount on something that has no nicotine. 400 puffs, and we have different flavors: mango, peppermint, lavender. This is all natural stuff, all natural extracts, vegan friendly, organically derived based. Please go and get it. Ripple, support who supports us. Thank you very much, and we do not poison our community. Thank you. We're here now, right? We are officially here now. You know, you know what? Hold on. Let me get some peppermint tea. Let me get some tea.
Before you get
let me get some ferment. Let me get some ferment.
I gotta get some tea. Go ahead, man.
I see, man. Chef, what you sipping on?
This is some fermented grape tea. I'm still on that Charles Krug, man, 2018 Chardonnay. This is the Napa Valley Carneros batch. It's pretty good. Depending on where you are in the country, it's the best $25 to $35 bottle of wine that you could get if you're sipping on Chardonnay. It's light, and it doesn't keep me too toasted deep into the broadcast. You know what I mean? I got my priorities straight.
And shout out to our amazing person who keeps the community garden looking so beautiful and so refined. Shout out to Maricela for doing all that she has done for us, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Shout out to the flowers.
Shout
out to the people who share this on their Twitter.
Right.
Sometimes they share it on their Facebook group.
Right.
Sometimes they share it in in different spaces. They spreading the message, and that's all love.
That's all love. Listen,
we appreciate every person who's understanding what's going on right now.
Yeah, today's gonna
shout out to Veronisha Jude. Shout out to Veronisha Jude.
Well,
definitely had a really dope mini debate on Facebook earlier.
Right.
And I sincerely appreciate her for coming through.
Right.
And taking her rightful place in the garden. So welcome aboard.
Before you do it, isn't there another person we need to shout out? Because we were really trying to just do us over here. We were just tending to our garden over here. You know what I mean? We wasn't messing with nobody else. We know I did a little jokes in here and there. You know what I'm saying? But we was focused on our gardens. We was trying to master our.
Oh no. Who I'm talking about? That's.
I know. They're cool. I know.
Oh, I get you. I got you.
We're trying to master our garden, right? And I don't know. I'm going to ask Chef to give a little context and E to give a little context of what happened today. E, if you're not under any NDA, please talk. If you are, don't say anything. I don't want any problems. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're not, we want a little context to this because today is going to be a day where we address the issues early because we have an important thing. People know that we have a special week this week, at least 1 or 2 days dedicated to co-parenting, right? So we were going to address that, but we're going to get this out the way. I really want more people to be in this room, but the way our algorithms and analytics works, you're going to replay it anyway. Y'all always replay it. We got replay value. Believe that. I wanted to talk about people lying about buying subscribers. That's why the engagement level is not what you think it is. But I'm not going to do that today. I'll save that for tomorrow. I was going to talk about people having shiny blocks of wood behind them, but I'm talking about Shan. It turns green, red, white, yellow, purple, but he can't turn his lights up. You're right? We're not going to talk about that today, okay? Tell him I said that, right? I wanted to talk about a lot of things today. I also wanted Mr. Palmer to come up because from my understanding, Mr. Palmer came at the end of our stuff yesterday. We want to have a discussion. No, E Black wants to have a discussion with him. And we just want to make sure both parties get their narrative out. That's what we want. So we want 2 black men to spit what they got to spit in a safe environment where we could get it out and have fun, but information comes out. Let's keep it smooth or we could get the smoke. He said your name, Mr. Palmer's, but I'm saying your name right now. Mr. Palmer's. I could say your name, Mr. Palmer's, because if I debate you, Mr. Palmer's, you're not going to win this one, Mr. Palmer's, because I'm going to deal with facts, because I actually think you're intelligent. I actually think you have a good perspective, but I think it's flawed. It's very flawed. So if you want to have that conversation with King, you could come here and have that conversation, but I'd rather sit back and watch E Black tear your head off. If he can. And if he doesn't tear your head off, then we'll sit back and give you your respect that you already have because you don't need our page for anything. But thank you yesterday for peeping in and being a man and addressing issues when it's time to address issues, when you get caught out. Thank you for that. But the tea hasn't begun yet. Hold on, let me taste this again. Hold up. It tastes like it's like peppermint. Hold on. This tastes like Chicago-rilla. This tea tastes like Chicago-rilla.
You
Chicago-rilla.
stupid.
Chicago-rilla. Let me make something very clear to you. I'm not the one to play with at all. I'm not the one to play with Chicago-rilla. Let me tell you why I'm not the one to play with. All right, we're gonna keep this very fair. For those who don't know, it's gonna get very, very spicy today. Today I got a call from a couple of brethren of mine and a couple of ladies of mine saying that Facebook was going crazy. Why was Facebook going crazy? Come on, let's get to it. I'm not waiting for the crowd. Y'all press the replay. Next time you tell everybody to come motherfucking early because King is gonna get busy off this jump. The smoke is up. I don't even do graphics. I don't do sound effects. Ow. Sometimes I do, but it doesn't matter today. Ow. Because today I'm going after anybody that said anything about my community garden. So context. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chef and E Black, if you didn't sign the NDA. Someone went on a Facebook page of Lapeef Network, Let's Talk, and said they should come to Conversations with Kings because we give solutions about or dealing or courting with single moms. Someone, hold on, let me. Chicago-rilla, that's Chicago-rilla tea. We don't smoke. I'm not going to smoke Chicago-rilla. I'm gonna cremate him.
You gonna sip him.
I'm gonna cremate him today. So someone said that they advocated for us because we came up with solutions with our content. We did what we did what we always say we do. We make great content and we have solution-driven conversations. But here's the thing, brothers, that they don't get. It's not us. We allow everybody in the community garden to come on stage and speak their mind, and together we come with solutions. Are you mad at me or Hanifa? Are you mad at Chef or Mayak? Are you mad at E Black or JP? Are you mad at Willie or Maricela? Who are you mad at? We know who you mad at. You mad at me, Latte Bay. Latte, oh, I forgot. The tea meant something. If you know what I'm talking about, you know why I said I'm drinking Chicago-rilla with tea. Everybody knows we like our tea and our coffee from certain places. You see, it's real simple. Before you jump out the window and try to censor us, make sure you are a stand-up person, Chicago-rilla. You are not giving your people, your loyal fans, your loyal followers, your loyal subscribers a time to digest right information and have a discourse on your page. You hate us so much that you'd rather shut down the truth. The truth that was formulated by a community of people, not just me. It's just on my platform, but it's not me. It's a community of people. And you shut that down because they were saying my name. King, King, King. You had the nerve to come on and say my real name too. You said we don't address Maoli. Here you go, you idiot. You fucking idiot. Maoli means God is king. God is here. So you're saying king when you say my real name anyway. Stupid. Stupid. And I say you stupid because anybody that censors their fans or their subscribers is not a smart person, because you're denying everybody else from getting the truth. I would never censor you. That's why I left. That's why he never kicked me out. He cut me off, but that's why I didn't want to be a part of that show, because Anton wants to censor people. Y'all say y'all don't want beef. Y'all say y'all not going to address us, but y'all do every little thing behind the scenes to stop us from growing, and y'all can't, because our analytics, that's how JR does it. Analytics. That's how he does it when he presses the soundboard. Our analytics is killing y'all. I'm gonna stop mentioning Shannon's name, because Shannon, I'm convinced you buy everything. You buy your likes, your subscribers, and you even buy that shiny ass fucking chair that you be switching colors every time. That shit's annoying. I'm telling you, I feel like you're trying to hypnotize me. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, with that being said, I need you, Chicago Rilla, come up here anytime and we can have a conversation. I'm not like you. I'm not going to censor you. I'm not going to take away the truth from my people. If Lapeef has something to say, if Anton has something to say that's the truth, I'm going to say it. I respected Anton when he went against the pedophile. I always say I got my start, my official start from Lapeef show. He did that. He brought me into this YouTube world the way I need to be. I'm never going to deny who's who. But for you to deny us and our people the truth, it's only going to kill you. I told you, your thing is going to implode within 2 months, 3 months, tops. You're not going to be doing good anymore because there's some new kids on the block that's not playing with you. I am not playing with you. And you know that. This is why you posted that. This is why you're censoring us. We just want peace. We want positivity. We want to entertain our community, but yet give them education. We don't want no fighting. We don't want no beef, no physical stuff. I talk aggressive. I do. But at the end of the day, guess what? You know it's in a place of love. And you're not showing love when you censor people, when you censor the truth. You got so much hate in your blood. So all that black empowerment, help the young kids and stuff, but you got hate in your blood.
And it's only been 1 week.
It's been 1 week. You got hate in your blood. You sending boxes.
1 week.
You got hate in your blood.
Chef.
Hate in your blood, but it's okay.
Chef.
I want to say one more thing before I go. We are, because of that, inspired by E-Black, Chef, and Marcella, we started our own Facebook page. Chef, please break down the Facebook page and also the new terminology that we will be sharing with everybody else in regards to it. And also break down the rocks and the flowers for those who are the newcomers. Turn the lights up because we got more smoke tonight. Thank you.
All right. For those
we got rocks on fucking 500 subscribers. That's unheard of. Who does that?
Right. Let
Who
me
does
see.
that? Haters.
So, if you guys haven't been here before, I'm Chef, and welcome to our garden. This is our community garden. Within the garden, we focus on 2 pieces, the rocks and the flowers. The rocks are strength, they're dank. Oh, somebody's, hold on 1 second. We're catching an echo. Hello. Yeah, we good. So the rocks are dense, they're strong. Rocks normally sit on the outer perimeter of the garden. And what they do is they protect the flowers. No one can step on a flower by mistake without having to step on sharp rock and be warned of what comes with messing with the flower. What do flowers do? What do they present in our ecosystem? Well, you heard of photosynthesis. Flowers take light and turn it into oxygen that we need to breathe. After we, as the rocks, the men, we expend our oxygen protecting our flowers. What ends up happening? We breathe out that carbon dioxide. Our flowers take it, use that sunlight, and turn it back into oxygen to breathe it back into us, which is almost like I always make the joke. Literally, they take our shit and breathe it back into us, but as life. So we protect our flowers within the garden. And in terms of the way we communicate within this garden, we make sure that this is a safe space, a safe place, and that everyone's respected and everyone has an opportunity to share their feelings. It's always going to be with respect. It's going to be with love. It's going to be with dignity. All right. And at the end of the day, it's not just about throwing an opinion out. It's about us sharing information to absorb and create some sort of a potential solution or a solution path. All right. So why do I say all of that? And this is very important. There's people that want to put us in a box. There's folks that want to put us in a box folks that want to plant us with this group or with that group. But I honestly believe the nature of the way this group started and its grassroots nature is truly organic. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it now. We are not red pill. We are not blue pill. I'm going to say it once more. We are not red pill. We are not blue pill. You know what we are? We are true pill. We're true pill. Think about it for a moment. And for the record, no red pill, no blue pill, true pill. Now, if you guys have a moment, you can jump on the Facebook right now. And if you type into the search, True Pill Community Garden. That is True Pill Community Garden. Welcome to your crib, folks. Welcome to your crib. Let's get it started.
Let's go.
Let's get it popping.
From now
Let's
on,
go.
if you need anything in Facebook, we are in True Pill Community Garden. Sign up to True Pill Community Garden when you want to have discourse that's not censored. Those who are on La Peace, you could come here and you could talk to us and we could have these conversations. We're not going to block you. We're not going to block you. Come over. Come over. Maricela, Chef, E Black will be controlling the rooms. Come over. Come over. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Y'all mean y'all paying them cash apps, and y'all doing the whole freaking what's that thing? What they got when you get monetized? How they pay?
Super chats.
Super chats. Y'all paying them to be censored? Give me half of that, and you can talk. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Give me half of what you're giving them, and you can say whatever you want to say. You could dance, you could bogle, you could do whatever, anything on our page. If y'all paying them to get censored, y'all paying them to get censored. Give me that money. Give me that. They don't want the money. They don't want it. They don't want it. Now, before, I just wanted to play with y'all and just joke around. Now, y'all gonna have to, we're gonna stop your cash flow. We're gonna stop the cash flow now. I was gonna leave y'all alone for real, just joke around, play with y'all. But you censoring me is one thing, but when you censoring people and a lady, a black woman at that.
And I'm disappointed because, like I said, it's only been a week. It's really, if cooler heads prevail, let things rock, let things roll. You ain't gotta go live every 2 days to explain your points.
No, gotta go. Yo, E Black, you gotta understand.
No, I'm talking about the other people.
Oh yeah, I get it, but the time that he used to get on live and explain that Chicago Rilla, you could be using that to do your own show. You still didn't get your own show yet. I said it a week ago, and you still didn't get your own show yet. You worrying about the wrong things, homeboy. You're worrying about the wrong things. Get your own show, Chicago. You macro-minded. You learn too much the wrong things from the Wizard of Oz, the dirty pastor. You controlling. You're a little bit too control. You want to control this Facebook world. You controlling. Stop that. If you the truth and you stand on your truth, you don't care what anybody says. You don't have to censor them.
And it was one thing that I noticed like a long time ago. You give somebody enough power, you'll see the true character of the man. They talk. I hear a whole lot of talk about, we don't censor people. It's a free space, and I seen through it. I got a lot of stuff I could talk about, but I'm not gonna be chatty patty. But the fact of the matter is that when it really comes down to it, you see how when people have power, how their character acts, how when they get pushed back and they get uncomfortable, you'll see how it is. Like I said, I have no beef with anybody. I just want to make content. We all want to make content. We all want to spread our message. We want to do it in different sizes, different ways.
And we didn't go. Listen, here's the thing, E. We didn't go over there and put that message up. Someone from their side did it. They blocked me from Facebook. I never mentioned that. They blocked me. They blocked me from Facebook.
Wait, so watch this. I gotta cut you on that one, right? If you really want to understand the power of it, you said that someone from their side blocked you. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about today's post, right? Nobody from their side blocked you. Somebody who happens to consume their content had a chance and opportunity to consume ours. And what was the beauty of it is they took it with them back to the farm to share. Like, yo, it was pretty dope. But what happened was, and this is also for the folks who don't know what's going on, it struck up a debate within that Facebook page. There were questions. There were folks that were leaning to a particular side just based on bias, right? So at the end of the day, look, what they did was it started a debate. It started a debate. Make believe we're Pepsi and they're Coca-Cola. It was almost like Coca-Cola's kids were arguing about what Pepsi flavors they like.
Turn the lights up. Turn the lights up.
And the parents got rid of the soda. That's really what it comes down to. It was a natural debate, and what I do respect was a majority of the people that were in there were handling the debate with a certain level of decorum. There was even one person. There was somebody that I greeted that came through. She wasn't sure what was going on, but the thing is, I made sure that I let her know whatever she felt, was important. And I also made sure that I invited her over to the garden and let her know that she has a place here as well. This is inclusive. We're allowed to have an idea and disagree with another idea that may be tied into it. We're allowed to have two different opinions about the same thing based on the context. We are allowed to do so. We should not feel shame. We should not feel shamed whatsoever for expressing how we feel or expressing what we've done, because what you do now is you start with what Kevin Samuels calls shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. What you end up doing is forcing somebody into a box. And then what does that do? You have a bunch of people that have an opinion that they don't feel comfortable sharing, and nothing happens, man. So this is not what we're doing here. This is community garden. We're building in this piece. We're building in this piece. You want to call it? We could call it Habitat for Humanity, but they took that shit already. So it's a true pill community garden.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. They didn't censor Chef because really like Chef. They like Chef. They like Chef. He has a decorum for upliftment. He has a aura about him that you're careful to go to war with, right? So they let him talk. They censored me, but the problem is my men live forever through their philosophies. My philosophy transcended through their members, and they mentioned what I thought and how my page was moving in regards to solution-based conversations. And guess what? He couldn't shake me. He couldn't shake me. Like, to me, that's a trait of an abusive man. Like, why you keep on talking about him?
Ooh.
No, that's the trait of an abusive man. I didn't say he abused anybody. I said that's the trait of an abusive man. Wait. Who are you protecting? Whose side are you on, E-Black? Because at the end of the day, I'm saying to you, that's a trait of an abusive man. Ask me what I mean by that. Ask for context before you assume. Because
I was about to just say, I was just about to say, because there's allegations, because
It's not allegations. I said it's a
because
truth.
people will say now you're calling him a wife beater.
No, we can say whatever, but I'm saying it's a trait of an abusive man, because at the end of the day, why are you mad that someone is talking about someone else? That is very controlling, and you punish them because of that. I didn't say he is abusive. I said that's a trait of an abusive man. I don't want no problems with those guys, because I know what those guys would do. Those guys will go and tell stuff. That's the trait. That's somebody I don't want to even be around. That's why I called him out. He needs to focus on getting the show. Facebook is not going to do it for you, homeboy. It's not. Facebook is for the people. It's not for you. It's not. But no disrespect to E. I thank you for trying to save me. I appreciate that. But I was trying to figure out where that, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day,
Man, you got a constant stream of consciousness, man.
right.
I know how you.
No offense to you, but I'm just trying to figure out, why does he need to censor his own people? Why? Why? Another plan of attack. Sean hit me up. He said, you have 500 subscribers. Why are you getting attacked by bots already? I'm computer illiterate, so I don't know what the fuck that meant until they explained it to me. We should not be getting porno bots on our page at 500 subscribers.
And that leads to our additional disclaimer. And this is specifically to our flowers. This is very important. Right. Obviously, within less than 14 days, we've accumulated over 500 subscribers, which is unheard of. In every video, pretty much over 1,000, most approaching 2,000 views. All of a sudden now, there's those spam bots, with porno links and all of that popping up. So I just want to make sure we make a clear disclaimer to you guys that we do not, and would never subscribe to, having pornography advertised on our page. That's not something that we support. If we're talking about building the garden, we also have to think about the folks, the flowers that have moved over to that garden that haven't made it back yet. We don't support that. So if you do see that, please understand that's not us. We don't subscribe to that. That's not our move. You know what I'm saying? So please understand, if you do see any sort of
turn the lights up,
pornographic type material popping up within the comment section, that it has nothing to do with us. And you can just attribute it to the fact that we're starting to make moves. The analytics are looking crazy, and the engagement that we have right now is pretty high. And folks want to try and jump on. And of course, there's other folks that know how to throw certain things your way, but we'll leave that alone without any corroboration. So that's what I got.
Let's jump off of this real quick. Get the likes up. It's 5253 likes right now. We need more. We're gonna jump into the first spicy topic before we get into the main spicy topic. But before we do that, I want you to get your notepads and your pens. Today we're gonna have a masterclass lesson led by Chef in regards to co-parenting without an ego. We're also going to have Willie Dean as well as E Black if they chime in. I am not a parent. So I cannot really speak on this issue. But what I want everybody to get their notes, and I want everybody to chime in, because this could possibly help me later on if I do decide to have children and I'm not legally with the woman I have children with. I want you to really start doing this, taking notes, because we do give a lot of good gems. Also, let's go back to the first spicy topic that we're going to talk today before we jump into the masterclass lesson, because over here we don't want to play games. Check this out. Okay, fellas, we're going to talk about something very, 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 very spicy today. Extremely spicy. We all familiar with this young lady, beautiful lady, who was married to such a wealthy older African man. And she just happened to be engaged today by a guy who was allegedly her friend, later to be found out to be her what? Her lover. And now they're engaged. I want to let y'all know, and the spicy question that we need to answer today is, should you have friends of the opposite sex while you're in a relationship? And also, can you be friends with an ex-lover while in a current relationship with your husband or wife, knowing? I want us to dive into that. Do you guys allow your significant other to have friends of the opposite sex? I'm talking about close friends. And if you don't, how do you get her to stop dealing with her male close friend? I didn't know. This is a spicy conversation. We only going to spend a few minutes on this, but I want to know how y'all deal with that.
Oh, hell nah. Ain't no friends. I'm your only friend now. Nah, I ain't gonna do it that way. But I'm gonna say, in terms of having my wife having opposite friends, I don't agree with that. I know how the capabilities of most men, their tactics. They hibernate to the right time, and when they smell the first spring of the first setting of spring, they
Right.
pounce out of their cave and stretch their arms and say, "I'm here." As a man, I don't need a woman friend. I enjoy having associates. I enjoy having confidants. I enjoy having people who we can build off of and build uh, stuff. But I don't need a woman friend. I cannot lend my masculinity to another woman. I have a wife for that. The more I lend my masculinity to another woman, the more I'm taking it from my wife. My wife needs that masculinity. She needs my undenied focus on the family. And not only that, how does it look in a relationship with a woman knowing that we all know what women need? Women need patience. Women need to be talked to. They need understanding and clarification, all these stuff. How am I gonna sit here and give that to a whole nother woman outside the confines of our woman? It just don't work. And all you're doing is just setting yourself up, and you're not giving what is naturally or what is expected out of your relationship. The problem what I see a lot of people have is that they spend too much outside of the relationship. We need to say inside our relationship and give each and every solid ounce of willpower to we can of that relationship in the confines of a marriage. Now, if you're not married, hey, but for me, I don't have time.
Turn the lights up. Turn the lights up. Keep going, E. You cooking. Keep going.
But no, I just don't have time. Like how I'm gonna sit here and what does that even look like? I'm giving my daughter a lesson. My wife's cooking, and next thing you know, Becky call, and I'm like, oh, let me step out, or let me handle you with your situation with Johnny, and I could
Well,
be
what if
using that.
well, what if your wife never slept with her best friend? Does that make a difference? What
Hell
if
no,
they never slept together? No?
no. You're still giving your feminine energy to another man, and you could be using that time in our
How am
relationship.
I at? So you're like Steve Harvey then. You believe that men should not have female friends.
No, I definitely don't.
Willie, what's your take on this, brother?
Um, no offense to anyone, but I don't agree. I don't agree because I have female friends and we have a certain level of respect in our relationship. Because if they're truly a friend, they're not going to cross that line. They're not gonna put you in a situation where it comes between you and your relationship. That's a real friend. So if you're in a situation with a woman where she does happen to cross that line, then that's when you have to part ways, and then you know that ultimately you kind of have to end that friendship, because it could be in a situation where you could get set up. You could she could potentially try to ruin the situation that you have, because she obviously wants you. So it just depends on the level of respect that you have your relationship with this female, and it also depends on you as a man. Nobody knows you better than you, right? So nobody knows you better than you. Now, if you can't control yourself around a beautiful woman, then you know that you shouldn't be friends with that woman.
That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me.
But I see no problem with males having females friends if they know deep down in their heart that they can keep it as that, and that they won't cross that line.
Perfect. Chef, cook it up, man.
I always like to, just to keep a level of consistency, I always like to kind of tie what I'm saying today back in something that I shared before. When we talked yesterday about single mothers and courtship with single mothers, one of the points of contention that I had was that and even my aunt spoke to it, you have to gain a relationship with the mother first and then the child. You have to figure out if this person is the person that you're even going to be willing to put up with anything for before it gets even deeper. During that time frame, as you grow and learn that person, you meet the people within what I consider what's called the love periphery. That means your circle of love, your circle of trust. When you start dealing with somebody, as you get closer, you bring them in to the closer, in each of the closer rings of your circle of trust, all the way down to meeting your mama and meeting your and the kids, right? Cool. When it comes to the friends, the friends that remain, those are the friends that become our friends. There's a difference. Those are the friends that become our friends. We all know about the folks that we love, our homies. We know the demons and angels that exist within each of the people that we love, including our friends. And we know what they can present to a situation. The ones that last the longest are the ones that become our friends. Some of my homies, man, start dating a girl, and she sees those are my homies. At some point, as we move forward, there's going to be a natural growth that takes place within the relationship.
Turn the lights
but
on.
I'm speaking from me, because everything falls on leadership. From I got that line from a very intelligent brother. It was not my line, but everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yes.
So if I recognize that I'm leadership, then it is my responsibility to create an environment, or a garden, if you will, where the folks that I love and who love me, regardless of gender, will also love the woman that I love. And then create a dynamic where that love can be reciprocal. So can a man be friends with a woman? Hell yeah. I learned from women, man. I would be full of shit if I told you no. I learned so much from some of my platonic female friends that has blessed my life. I understood the platonic female friends that were always able to be around, because they understood how a relationship works, and they would, if they loved me as a friend should be, they would want to see me happy, and they would never want to negatively impact what I got going on. So like I said, is it possible? Hell yeah, it's possible to retain those friends, but those have to be very special friends, and they have to love your wife or your or your husband the way that they love you. And then also it takes your partner to feel comfortable with it. But I think if it's organic, it all falls into place. It all falls into place.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, you want to rebuttal?
I was just saying that you know, that's what a different to me that's what a real definition of a friend is. A real friend wants better for you than you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you have that in a female, I don't see any problem with that.
But in reality, let's be honest. Women like okay, there's a difference between friends and associates and confidants. But
Talk about it. Talk about it.
You know,
talk about it.
A friend, a confidant is somebody who you tell secrets, but then, you know, it's still on the outside. You know, associate, of course, these are people we build with and, you know, we bond with, but essentially they're still on the outside. A friend is something unique. I always say it like this: if you can't get naked in front of your friend, that ain't your friend.
Yeah, any pretty girl don't get naked around me. Don't get naked. I'm not your friend. Let me tell you, so the only time I could be a pretty female friend if she dated my my homie. That's off limits. You feel me? If she had sex with my homie, that's off limits. Like there's a lot of pretty girls in the community garden. That's why I'm so glad this is remote and I'm not around y'all. Like Maricela is gorgeous. If she was in New York, and with Maricela in New York, that'd be wife, but stay over there where you at, Maricela, because I don't want no lawsuits. That's how I keep it. I keep my distance from pretty woman because, like you said, Will says, I know who I am. You feel me? I know that I love women. I'm working on that. I lust women. I'm working on that. Right? I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna be very respectful, but I'm gonna shoot my shot on a Playboy type of thing. You feel me?
But like, how many females?
Terry is a cutie pie, but Terry, you stay over there, right? Every girl here, Natalie, Hanifa, JP, y'all stay over there. You feel me? Let's communicate through this because I don't want no problems. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, she's all right. Yeah, she's all right. But I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing. At the end of the day, we are individuals that are trying to give solution-based answers, right? And we want everybody to chime in. If you're part of the manosphere, come in. If you're part of the woman's sphere, come in. This is our sphere. This is our sphere. This is the true pill. Not the red pill, not the blue pill, but the true pill. So we want y'all to come in and let us know how you feel, but be respectful in doing so. So I'm going to bring the spice to the room now and ask the men this question. Can the friends, particularly Chef and Willie, because I see where E Black is going, can that friend of hers be an ex-lover and would it be acceptable? Because I think women can accept when a man best friend being his ex-lover, but I don't know if women can accept that. I don't know if men can accept that, to be honest with you.
Nah, I'm just a very possessive young. When it comes to my inner circle and my relationships, it's just I just can't. I need to know everything, and I'm not like on some old stalker stuff, but I just need to like. I feed off people's energy, and I know when energy is off sometimes, and I know when you're having a rough day, and I can tell when you've been talking to your homegirl, and your homegirl has a whole chaotic life, and you get off the phone, and now you're down, and I'm so in tuned with everything, but that's definitely ex-lovers is off limits. There are times in which I will say this: there are times in which you do have business relationships with ex-lovers. We want to get into that, but other than that, I'll be looking at dudes.
Aren't you friends with aren't people friends? This is why see how I choose my topics strategically. because it's just something I learned, because believe it or not, in the past, King was an educator, so we studied pedagogy, the art of teaching. So I do scaffolding. See, I don't want to have these high level conversations because then I really would smoke that competition. I'm trying to make it fair and pretend like I'm a street dude.
Some people don't know what pedagogy is. So.
Yeah, no, they know. Our community guardian knows, and if they don't, they're gonna look it up. Our community guardian knows. But I want to say one thing. This topic is going to lead to our main topic, because how many of y'all have baby mothers or baby fathers that you're friends with? How are you not friends with them if you're co-parenting? So can't you still be friends with an ex-lover? But before we answer that, Will, would you allow your lady to be friends with an ex-lover?
Do they have children?
No.
With if they don't have children, then what's the need for them to still be friends unless there's a emotional attachment?
Based on what you said, that's one of the few people that want the best for her.
Well, I mean,
Will's my man. You know, I gotta get Will too. That's my man, but I gotta get him.
Nah, but I mean, me, I don't think, unless they have kids, I don't feel a reason that they need to have in a relationship if they moved on. Like, you have a new situation, like, why are you trying to rekindle what you had unless it never went away?
Not rekindle, but they still have a level of communication that's unique. What about, would she allow you to have a lover, an ex-lover as your best friend?
No.
Okay, so I respect that because it's reciprocated. What about you? I'm asking all the married men in the room because I'm not married. Chef, what about you? Oh, this is first Will. The question is, how did they break up? Did that matter? What was
yes, that's very important. That's very important because sometimes, let's say, for example, you were in a relationship and you were the one that ended it. Sometimes the female, or let's say the female ended it. Sometimes the other individual that was in the relationship who didn't end it, in their mind, it's not over. They haven't had closure. So sometimes, like, when people don't get closure, they still have an attachment. They still have a need for that relationship to continue because there was never any closure.
Okay.
Yeah, I respect that.
Chef, what do you think? Turn the lights up, because right now Will don't want to answer the question. He says, if I can't do it, his wife can't do it. That's it.
Say it again.
Yeah. Will's the only person that had a right answer. He says, I'm not going to do it, so she shouldn't do it. And she doesn't want me to do it, so I'm not going to do it. What is your answer in regards to, can you be friends with your ex-lover and your wife know about it? And can she do the same thing? And we need solutions. We need solutions because that's what gets us blocked from Facebook. We need more solutions. I want to get blocked again. Give me some solutions.
Can. So you said can. We can do any shit we want to do. You know what I'm saying? The question is going to be, should. Once, the way that I work with relations to a relationship, that's what, right? The way that I work when it comes down to relationships is, as I begin to draw close to that person, first, when you meet the person, this is you, and then this is you and your community. That graphic is up high. This is you and the community. And then here is that person. You're inviting them over to your community to spend time with you, to learn about you so you can learn about them. There's times you venture into their community with them, but they spend a lot of time in your community. At some point, once you emotionally and mentally deal with the fact that this is the person that you want to connect with, there's going to be a natural change and movement that takes place where you're even going to venture off with that person further away from your community as she does the same away from her community as you and that person start to meet in a special place. You get me? So when relationships start, we always, at some point, if it gets real, tend to draw away from those that we consider special. Now, listen, I mean, this is a loaded question for me because if it's not the mother of my child, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, then it wouldn't. If it's not a parent, then there is no cosmic or moral or righteous necessity for that type of relationship to, to continue. Now, yes, I'm balanced, Chef. Voice of reason. You get what I'm saying? But I can get with the shits too. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm a man, and I recognize certain aspects. All of the other stuff that people say, oh, you're so balanced. Nah, I had to add balance. I had to add weight to this side to balance out the other side. And we're works in progress. So it wouldn't make sense, man. And in terms of the women that I choose and the kind of women that I would want to consider mine, I wouldn't have to have that kind of conversation. I wouldn't have to have that kind of conversation because we all learn together. And I think that it would be weird if somebody tried to push something like that into the mix. Maybe that's just me.
I'm not
gonna the imbalanced shift.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. I think men and women be lying. All men and women be lying. So community garden, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think that most of you guys in the community garden, those watching now or tomorrow or next year, because we have replay value, you have a friend that you have had sex with, that you call to check on once in a blue moon to see how they doing. And woman, you have a male friend that you check on through another friend and ask about his whereabouts and wonder what's going on. You all know you have that one person that has sex with outside of your significant other that you check up on and you call to see how they doing. And if you're in town, you might get dinner with them. You might get drinks with them. You might not sleep with them, but you still care about you. Ladies, you have that one guy when you strap for cash, but you don't want to ask your husband because you don't want to get on his nerves. You call him up and you got that old sugar daddy that send you that little cash, that little $500. Come on. You know my name. My name is the biggest Baba. That's my other name. I know I'm that guy they call. Baba, the biggest Baba, send me some. I'm hurting right now. What happened to your husband? We going, Baba, the biggest Baba, send me something. I understand. I get it. Ladies, don't lie to us. Men, don't lie to us. Yo, damn, you could have been the one. I always thought about you. You should have been the one. How you been though?
Bring a flower up. Bring a
flower up. Please, the flowers get up.
I don't think a flower is going to admit that.
Oh, no, hold on. Let me finish this. Men, you call that girl up. You check how they doing. How you been? You looking good. Yeah, the more damn you still look good. Thank you. Talk to me. Stop lying, people. Y'all still friends with your ex-lovers. It's just that your ladies and your husbands don't know. But cool. It's cool. Let's keep the secret in the community garden. Let's lie to everybody but ourselves. I won't tell. I'm not going to say anything because I know what's going on. Am I the only person that tells the truth? Is the biggest Baba the only person that tells the truth? I think so. But we come to solutions. If you do have an ex-lover that you are friends with, how do you break that to your significant other? and say, I don't want to lose this friendship? We need solutions. Can any of you guys give me some solutions?
Shit.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. You know, I actually, you know, me and my wife, we had our off and on times, and then there was this person I ran through in the past period of time, and then, you know, we had to. This woman actually had a talent for something that I needed, and I had to tell my wife like, "Yo, I need to contact her because she can handle some things," and she's like, "Why?" And I'm telling her, yo, I need her to do this. Like, she's the one person that could do this for me. She's like, I know when I call her up, she's gonna be down. I need her to do this. And trust me, that was a hard argument to get. But she did it. My wife ended up finally breaking down, giving in, saying, yes, you can do that. But she gave me stipulations. She said, no, you can't, because I get big minded. I started thinking big plans. I'll be thinking extra plans, XYZ plus another couple of letter plans. She said, "No, we just gonna do XYZ. That's it. No, that's it." And I respected that, and that's all I can do because I know for a fact I wouldn't even let XYZ get down. So, you know, it happens.
Yo, my mind goes on
Brother
my mind
Numpsy,
goes on all kinds.
Brother Numpsy, please mind your business.
But yo, my mind goes in all kind of places, big doggy black, all kind of places. You said that. You said she had a talent.
What is talent?
Yo,
Right.
what that mean, family?
For real.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does talent
She
mean?
had a talent.
What
She had a
talent?
certain set of skills.
She said
Yo,
she was very well. She was very good at her profession.
Oh shit! And I hope
No, I'm being serious. I'm trying not. She was a good. Oh wow, see, non-sexual. She was really a good business person, and I needed her expertise in her subject matter.
okay. I hate that.
Go ahead.
Oh wow, man.
Everybody's quiet now. Why you gotta get quiet? You don't want me to answer these questions. When I ask questions, y'all get mad. Then I stop asking questions. I get quiet. Let's keep it flowing, fellas. We got like 15 minutes
Come
about.
with it. Come with it.
All right. So here's the question. Clearly, y'all don't accept the fact that a person is an ex-lover and you don't want your current lover to be friends with their ex-lover. Cool. But let me ask you a question. Does your lover have, is there anybody in your life that if they called you right now, they needed help, will you have to go and ask your significant other for permission first?
it's not about asking permission. It's about giving her the respect so that she understands why you have to go do what you have to do. Because
why do you have to do that?
I don't need permission to do anything.
Right.
But out of respect for my relationship,
right,
I'll be like, look, this is what it is. This is what I have to do. Do you have an issue with that?
Chef?
Yeah, I can speak to that. Yeah. If you reach a point within the relationship that you're in with the person that you're in, you understand that your bandwidth of communication is already open.
So like
communicate. In the best case scenario, that person would be your best friend. All right. If they know how you feel and they know who you are and they trust your judgment, and you know, they understand that you're a person that moves within a righteous path. And there's a lot of trust and your communication is open where you're not on some keeping secrets with your lady. For me, situation, and there's been a situation, not somebody that I messed with before, no, but another female friend needed some help. And before I even could say anything, she was like, go. As crazy as it seemed, somebody I dealt with. One of my friends, actually, one of my best female friends, worked with her. And without even me knowing what was going on, my lady told me, she was like, listen, I know this your friend. I hope you're not upset. But yo, she was in a jam bad. And, you know, I let her know that, you know, she could stay in the you know, she could stay with us, she could stay in the house, you know, till she gets that situation taken care of, you know. Yo, at that point in time, when I read this happened a long time ago, when I recognized that, that's a deep level of connection. That's why I said that that person, if it's going to be real and connect, that person is going to have to be tied to that person that you love as well. The same way that you will love your spouse's children. This one's different because those other people have free will. You know, it's not compulsory where you have to raise those people. But it can be a beautiful thing. And I can say this, maybe because of the way that we move and we move within our relationships and the kind of trust and the knowledge of trust that that person we're with knows they can have in us, it makes shit like that easier. It makes it much easier. You get what I'm saying? Imagine the mother of your child while you're not there being able to communicate with your ex-wife or your ex. You understand? To go pick up the children so that the children can stay together. That happened to me. I traveled. I was in Atlanta for a minute. Had, you know, the house in New York. My son and his mom were there, and my current lady, my daughter, at the time. And when I was in Atlanta, she literally would connect with my son's mom so that she could pick him up and he could spend time over there as well. And I had no clue. All I know is I get a call, hey, daddy. You get what I'm saying? So these are the type of things that folks may consider rare and extraordinary. I don't believe that they're extraordinary. I believe that they're rare. But because we're not moving in a certain direction, an asshole dude is going to create an asshole situation between two beautiful flowers. It ends up being like that. Lies, deceit, you know, misdirection and all of these things. But if you're dealing up front and whether you're with a woman or not, both of those, your current and the ex, they recognize a degree of your character. It changes the playing field 180 degrees.
Okay.
There's a couple people that have been asking in the chat.
Right.
You know, like I know Maya has said something about, you know, if your significant other says no, do you still go? And also Just DeWitt proposed a similar question by saying, you know, what happens when your significant other says no?
Right.
Now, first of all, I'm not gonna bring this to my significant other unless it's an emergency. I'm not just gonna go to my significant other and be like, hey, look, we're gonna go out and have tea. Like that I'm talking about strictly emergency situations. Like if somebody is in a state of distress, maybe they're HISI, homicidal, suicidal, or if they were in a car accident, and then now it's like, okay, I gotta hurry up and go here and support them at the hospital. They may need me to bring them something, or I'm talking about those kind of cases. And ultimately, your significant other shouldn't say no. She should go with you, or he should go with you and be like, okay, yo, let's go support that. That's your friend. Let's go support that.
So what if they just need a jump?
What do you mean?
Like you know, their battery went dead.
What do you mean?
Are they stranded? Do they have AAA?
I mean, they lightweight stranded, but they in a good spot.
I mean, I don't think Willie changed the question. Bottom line, I said, would you, if you had to help an ex-lover with a financial situation and you had the means, would you ask your wife for permission? Fellas, I don't know if you know this, but women help a lot of their friends and they don't tell you what's going on. They don't have to. It's their money, right?
But in my situation,
right,
we have the same account. So if I support that, it's up to me to come, because she's gonna see it anyway.
Right.
Because I'm not hiding nothing. My significant other can go on my phone, because I'm not hiding nothing. If I'm talking to another female, she's gonna either know about it, or if she doesn't know that person, she's gonna see it in my phone and we'll talk about it.
Right.
I don't hide stuff, because I learned from experience that the truth holds more weight than, you know, trying to hide stuff. Because let me just give one more example. So there were situations where, like, I was friends with more than one girl, right? And it started to get to a point where one of them or both of them wanted to have a relationship. So it was like up to me to be honest with both of them instead of trying to have my cake and eat it too. Because eventually it's going to come to the light. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really get involved with a female, you can't give her your all and still have this other side piece. Eventually it's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? So why not be honest? Because there's some females that's going to be like, yo, as long as I'm getting what I need to get, go ahead. And I thank you for being honest with me.
Well, I just know at the end of the day, that level of transparency is needed in most relationships, and most relationships don't have that, right? Where men could check their woman's phone and she could check your phone. It is what it is, and that's respected. So what about you?
I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
That's right.
I'm not checking my significant other's phone.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I have no problem with them checking my phone, because I don't have nothing.
Like that too. I never checked a woman's phone a day in my life.
Never.
I never checked a woman's day in my life. But they all check mine and they all beat me up. Yeah. So I'm gonna.
So if your wife asks you for jumper cables, what you gonna say? You gonna be like, what? Well, Mike need to jump. You know,
right?
Like, I don't know, man. I'm very strict, and I keep my. It's hard enough to be my friend as just men. It's hard enough for me to even accept my wife's friend. It just boggles my mind. I'm sorry.
Blaze, I get what you're saying, Blaze. But let me give you a scenario. What if he lost his job, you can't pay the rent or the mortgage, and you had your ex-boo who still fucks with you heavy. He has the money. You're not going to ask your ex-boyfriend, Blaze Brown, for the money to pay the mortgage? Why? It's going to mess up your man's ego? Why not, Blaze? Talk to me. I'm here. Why not? That's your friend. He's an ex-lover, but that's your friend. He got the money. What's up? See? She's quiet. She's not saying anything. What are you going to do? This is what I'm trying to tell you. People have to be realistic. We all fall short sometimes. So you're not going to help your ex-lover who you once was in love with, who once cared for, because your current lover is going to feel away.
But like Hanifa, she said, if there has already been cheating, if somebody's already been cheating on you, then you don't need to be with them. So
Ray said no money from exes while married, period. Do y'all agree with that, fellas, or not?
I concur. Very smart man.
What do you think, Chef?
You
We
muted,
can't
Chef.
hear you on mute.
Damn, I was about to start flowing too.
Yeah.
So watch this. I'm about to throw a red herring in there. For the people that said never. What if your current mate or your current spouse requires some extreme medical attention that you're unable to afford, and that person that you dealt with before is wealthy? No. Or somebody, one of, God forbid, I don't even like to bring it up, but your child or your spouse is in dire straits, dire medical straits, and that person you dealt with before is wealthy, and they would be willing to look out. It would be a drop in the bucket for them.
Turn the lights up.
How do
She's gonna
you
have
how
to.
do you perceive that situation then?
She's just gonna have to have that limp then.
I'm talking
Have
about
that.
life. I'm talking about life impacting. I'm talking about,
She-
We won't kill you, Simon.
would you, that's the only reason I asked that question, because one of the major things we talk about, and it's even the point of the show, is ego. How much of it is actually based on love,
Put
and
the
how much of it
advisory
is actually
on.
based
Hold on,
on
Chef.
ego?
You about to cook, Chef. Put the advisory on. Maricela, put the advisory on. We jump into the main topic. Chef got it. I was trying to lead you down a rabbit hole. I was leading y'all down a rabbit hole because guess what? Ego. You don't want to help your ex-lover who you once was in love with, but you're divorced now and you have to co-parent and you have a current person in your life. So now all of a sudden you can't be friends. Now all of a sudden you can't help them out. Now all of a sudden Chef is right. What if they sick in a hospital? What are you going to do then? Chef, keep cooking, baby. We jump into the main topic. Please, Marissa, put the advisory up so he can start giving them the master class of how you co-parent without ego. Being able to co-parent without ego is being a friend. You see how we worked you up there? We got you to that level now. Now we're going to teach. We're not like them. We're not like them. We really drop gems in here. Lessons. All of us are educated. All of us are educated. So this is all well thought, planned out strategies to get you to be a better community. Today there will be smoke. We are not responsible if you choke. Enter at your own risk. We do not promote or condone violence or bullying, because today's smoke is about learning to co-parent without ego. Learning to be humble, learning to listen to the other person, and even listen to the children. Because sometimes your children will tell you how they want to be treated by both parents. Chef, cook up, cook up, cook up.
Love. Love is, we talk about love. I would shout out to JP, because she normally says it too. Love is not just a feeling. Love is not just a feeling. Love is a subset of actions. Love is unseen boundaries. Love breaks walls down. Love is the thing that will make you do every single thing on the list of shit that you said you would never do. Love does that to us. Love strengthens us. Love weakens us. Love changes our paradigms. Love does a lot to us. Love is not selfish. Love is not selfish. Love is not selfish. Love is not selfish. The best part of love, the thing that shows that you love someone more, is in the selfless acts that you make. It's in you being willing to do something for someone when you weren't in the mood to do it in the first place. It's within you sacrificing something you want to do to help someone else, sacrificing something that you have in order to see someone else in a better place. So when I brought up that dynamic about, well, what if your current mate was sick and you had the opportunity to get money, not from your ex, but from their ex, right? Let me give you my take on it first before we go into the other parts of it. First, let's think about it. It doesn't matter how they broke up or if they had kids or not. The only thing that we need to consider in this is that person used to love the person that I currently love. So what does that mean? That means me and that person at some point in this time-space continuum had the same opinion about the same person. And that same person meant something to us. Now, fast forward, bro, that if you're losing your spouse, people rob banks to save their kid. Somebody said this is some John Q-ish, right? I agree. There's people that will rob banks to save their kid. People who will do all kinds of things to feed their family, to take care of their spouse, to do all kinds of things. So you mean to tell me, pardon me, that the level of pride and ego that you have within yourself would be so much that you would allow this person that you currently love to die without, and just because you don't want to accept help from somebody that loved them before? To me, that would be a bigger honor. That would be a bigger honor, knowing that this person would be willing to do that, not for himself, for you, but then also whatever residual love exists within that heart muscle they got, they'd be willing to do it. Sometimes I believe that swag, ego, and pride, it's almost like a 3,000-pound coat that you wear on you. But sometimes when you get a person that's 1,400 feet, hold on. I'm getting a little dry there. You know, we start cooking, it's getting hot in the kitchen. But you get somebody that, we good?
No, I was saying King was talking, but he was muted.
Oh.
I get your point, and I love that analogy. But my question again is, just like, would you be considered selfish if you're trying to provide an environmental, a peace environment for your children, but you don't want to put away your ego to co-parent? If that's the same as what you're just saying, because why won't you? Isn't your child your first priority? So why can't parents get it together? See, I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. I need y'all brothers to tell me how it works. Why can't men put away their ego for the benefit of their children? And why can't women put away their ego for the benefit of their children? Why can't they work together? Why are they holding on to the past when they're raising the future? Can someone tell me that?
So when you say co-parent, that's when they live in separate houses, right?
No, it's different levels to co-parenting, right? But for the most part, separate houses. Let's say separate houses.
Because I know a lot of people who co-parent in the same house.
Right. So either or. Co-parent in general. Why is there an ego? Aren't we there for the children?
I think it's just about when you see a child being developed, sometimes you feel that your ideology is the best way to go first. I think, and
What's the noise in the
sometimes
background?
whisper.
Noise in the background. Somebody press mute. Yeah, noise. Thank you.
So I think what happens is sometimes, like for me, I consider myself a man's man, and I think my way, but I've also grown to appreciate my wife's approach to her parenting. So I could imagine in a situation if we were to split up, hey, Where's the homework? I have structure. I need this. I need that. But just because she's a sensitive, emotional woman, I can see her very much saying, well, this is the way I'm doing it now. You know, the reason why the ego gets probably put in place is because everybody wants to feel important under God, you know, or in front of God. And I think that's why you see a lot of couples, they get into it because they just want to say that they're more important. Your ideology is more important. And I hope you understand why I'm pressing my issue. So that's all I got. You know, this co-parenting thing, I don't know. Y'all got me on this one.
Will, Hanifa?
Good evening, everyone.
Hey,
Good to see you
Hanifa.
all again.
See
I
you.
just want to
Thanks for
say,
calling in.
yes, I just want to say that co-parenting is a topic I am extremely passionate about.
Hanifa?
Extremely.
Hanifa, I'm glad you're on here.
Yes. So I'm
I'm
going to tell
glad
you,
you're on here.
I'm
Please.
going to tell you, go ahead. I'm going to tell you why. Because what I've realized specifically in our community, we are either discussing how to get married, the things you need to do to get married, right? Or what's the problem with being single? And I feel like there's a conversation. If about 80% of our households are single parent ran, that means there's some co-parenting happening somewhere. And there are not enough conversations being had about it. Also, from observation, I realized that a lot of the issues around co-parenting lie solely in the lap of women. And I will tell you guys why I say that. I have been co-parenting now for almost 8 years. My ex-husband and I, we co-parent my 9-year-old son. We have an excellent co-parent relationship. We did not realize how peculiar our situation was until people started asking us, how are we doing this? Okay, here's what helps me. And here's how I help others when I talk to them about it. The mission has to be greater than the mess. The mission has to be greater than the mess. Whatever vision, whatever goals, whatever teamwork you guys had going on while you were together for that child has to continue after you guys are over with. It has to. What is happening is people are so caught up in their own selfish feelings. They're not getting the help that they need. And they're weaponizing the children in the situation. They are using the children as pawns. But it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. I will tell you right now, my ex-husband has remarried. I tell people now, I don't co-parent anymore. I tri-parent. Okay? Here's
Wow. So question, can I jump in question?
Yeah.
See, Hanifa's different though. You know what I'm saying? Because she's able to take her feelings out of it, and she understands that to quote her, the mission is greater than the mess.
Yeah.
You know? So
but Hanifa,
not many people can do that.
But Hanifa mentioned on the chat, I was watching her, she didn't agree with you being friends with your ex-lover. She didn't agree with that.
My ex-husband is
you
not
feel
my
what I'm saying?
Right. My ex-husband is not my friend. He is my teammate. Okay, let's be clear. Many of us go to our jobs and we work on teams with people that we don't really like.
Right.
With people that we don't even see outside of work. With people that we don't converse with outside of work. But when we get there and there's a job to be done, we team with them and we execute and we get it done. It is no different between my ex-husband and I. There is a job to be done. There is a mission to be accomplished. And that is the well-being of that child that we share. All of that other stuff, you need to go deal with it on your own separate spare time. When it comes to the child, which is what's keeping you guys connected, that has to be the focus. All that emotion and all of that stuff has to go out the window. The other thing I want to say too is because of who we are by nature as women, right? We tend to have the upper hand in these situations, right? But instead of using the power that we have for good, we use it with ill intent. We end up weaponizing that power, okay? And what do I mean when I say that? We have the upper hand in the sense, the reason why the relationship between me, my ex-husband, my current partner, and his current wife is the way it is because I had to take the lead in that. Okay?
Wow.
I'll tell you guys something. I don't hit my child. I do not. I don't believe in it. That's another conversation. One day, his stepmom hit him. She told me she did. In that moment, we were face to face, and she told me in that moment, I assessed the situation. I realized that she told me it, but she was also afraid of my reaction. How do I know that? She took several steps back after she said it.
Wow.
She wasn't sure if I was going to swing or not.
Yeah.
And I realized in that situation, I can either lose control or I could take control in the situation. I chose the latter. I chose to take control. I chose to have a mature adult conversation with her. And I simply said, I do not beat my child, and therefore you cannot put your hands on him. However, here are some tools that work for me. Maybe you could try this instead. Why?
So she didn't know that before you told her.
She knew, but I think she did it when his dad wasn't there. And I don't think she told his dad. I think she was telling me. Right. But I also think it was like you could tell when she said it, she knew it wasn't supposed to happen. But I feel like she was trying to get ahead of it because, you know, children.
She wants to cool.
Yeah. And she also knew, you know how children talk. She was probably trying to just get ahead of it, which is fine. So what I did in that situation, I just simply said, here's what works for me. The reason why I was able to do that is because she is also a mother too.
Hold on, Hanifa. Marisol always try to be peaceful, but she ain't gonna let nobody touch her child. So she was like, "Oh my God!" It looked like you know it's peaceful. That's why I'm laughing right now. She's like, "What?"
Yeah, but you know what I had to realize? Yes, that happened, but I also had to realize that my son loved this woman. Right? That's one. And second, whether I accepted it or not, she had become a part of raising him. So I had a decision to make. I am either going to connect with this woman and get to know her because there's an extra voice in this situation, or I am just going to be petty. I chose not to be petty. The reason why I shared tools with her is because she also has her own children that she brought into the marriage. So her discipline was different from mine. And so me giving her that also helped her with her other children. You understand what I'm saying? Right. What I'm saying is that as adults and as specifically as women, we need to recognize who we are. We need to recognize who we are as it pertains to children. And we need to understand the power that we have in those dynamics. A lot of women choose not to embrace that power because they want to wallow in their bitterness. They want to hold a grudge. They want to be mad. They want to weaponize the children. But we don't have to. And this is why I'm passionate about it, because I know we can change the narrative. I know we can. I know we can. It takes time. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. Co-parenting relationship, like any relationship, takes time to build. It takes time to build. You guys are coming out of a split relationship, a marriage that didn't make it, right? They are going to be feelings. So be patient with yourself. It's going to take time. And do not expect me, I'm saying this as a woman, because I'm only speak from our perspective. Women have the tendency to expect men to parent like them. And when men don't parent like them, we try to use that against them. No, men are men. They parent the way they do. As long as they are not harming your child, you need to fall back. We are women. We parent the way we do. As long as we are not harming their children, they need to fall back. There needs to be a mutual respect of those boundaries, and the focus needs to be the mission over the mess. That's it.
Hey,
and I love your message. Thank you so much for bringing energy to the room and the conversation, and also leading to the point that I'm trying to get. And also the question, because I want to learn. I don't have kids right now. I'm 41 with no kids. and it hurts because I'm extremely handsome. I don't know what's going on. So at the end of the day, it's like I really need everybody to help me figure out what's going on with co-parenting, because clearly both parents love the children, right? So what's the issue? Is it really ego, or is it finances, or is it jealousy from the woman that, oh, you're treating your current wife better than me, so you don't love your children anymore? Or is it, hey, damn, you look good. You didn't look good for me when you was with me, when you was my wife. So fuck you and your new husband. Telling him to take care of the kids. Yeah, no, this is true. This is what I see. What I'm hearing from y'all is different from what I see. E Black, you always talk about reality. Tell me what you see, because you see the same thing I see. Tell me what you see, E Black.
Well, I think, like I said, this is a tough question for me because my reality is not in a co-parenting environment. I can only tell you about the trauma and drama that I see amongst my friends, and a lot of it, I wouldn't say is financial. I would say a lot of it is heavily driven on jealousy and and a little bit of ego. One of my friends, she just couldn't get over the fact that she left her dude, who was a good dude, alone, and she just couldn't help it. So she made it hard on him. And after a while, she ended up coming to, and I think they're in a good spot. But I think she waited too late, and he's married to another person. So now they do a different type of co-parenting, and I think, like I said, I think it. I don't know if it was jealousy, but I will say that she became very belligerently stubborn, egotistical, feeling as if she would always be there. And that's more or less the relationship. But in terms of just the core value of co-parenting, I would almost say, just by looking at it, it was definitely ignorance of both realities. Both of them, but they've known each other for so long, they didn't really know how to not be parents without each other. If I'm being, do I understand? Am I being clear?
Right.
Like they had a great relationship. They had years together without kids. They got kids, but they didn't know how to handle single parenthood and co-parenting. So it took them a long time trying to figure out. So I could see a lot of her pain, and my homeboy is trying to say, "Hey, this is what I
So the
need.
lights up.
This is what I need. I need to make this money. I'm by myself right now. I'm just trying to survive. So I can't come every weekend. But also, I'm like, bro, you got to go see your seed. You can't just can't leave her out there. So I'm kind of, like I said, from the outside in, I will say, from her standpoint, I could say jealousy because she lost a good dude, and from his standpoint, he had a lot of ego where he felt as if she would always be there, but also he always wanted it to be his way. So, like I said, I ain't got much on this co-parenting stuff. I'm gonna let y'all ride.
So I ain't mean to cut you off, E Black, if you didn't finish.
I'm done. I'm dead.
But
I'm done.
think,
I'm about to go get some to drink. I'll be right back.
But honestly, like I agree with Hanifa. Like, we can't forget the fact that, when co-parenting or when parenting in general, you can't let your ego get in the way of the greater mission, and that's the children. You can't let that interfere. Like if you're co-parent, you can't be bitter because they moved on and are with somebody else, because you being bitter towards that situation, you're taking away from the most important situation, and that's the children. So you're distracted by what's going on over there when your main focus and your main attention should be your son or your daughter or your offspring.
Someone said that the problem is that I'm the minority, and I agree that is a problem, and this is why we have to have these conversations, because we're trying to change that narrative.
Yes.
And it begins with us having the conversation, because the reality is that this is a lot of our realities. A lot of us are in situations where we are co-parenting, and some people really want to do it better than they're doing it. Like they just don't really know where to start. Like I know there are women who they struggle because the reason why the relationship split is because the guy cheated, and now the guy is with the woman that he cheated with, right? And now they have to share a child. And so the woman is having a hard time kind of navigating that. And for me, it's like, is he a good father? Because let's be clear, a poor husband doesn't always equate to a bad father.
Right.
Somebody could suck in their husband role and be a dynamite father. And we need to be able to differentiate and separate the two. So you have those situations where there's a lot of hurt. What I suggest to women, don't get in the way of them seeing their children. Use that time when you send the children over there to love on yourself and to get the help that you need. Use that time. But what happens is I'm seeing a lot of women are like holding on to the children because they want to use them to play these games. And I'm like, but in the end, you're the one that's ending up with fibroids.
Ooh.
You're the one that's ending up in your body. Because you are not created to live under stressful situations like that. None of us are. So you're bringing disease to your own body. And I'm gonna veer a little bit, King. If you bear with me, I'm at 2 seconds. And this is my 2 seconds. It's not smoke. Even the environment that we're talking about with the manosphere, even the woman who all they talk about is being angry and how bad black men is, we better be careful. We better be careful because our body is taking in all of that energy, and we're wondering why we're sick, and we're wondering why we have fibroids, and we're wondering why our wombs are jacked up. We are wondering why we have prostate cancer. Okay, because you are poisoning your own body with that energy. That is poison. So instead of getting on social media and YouTube and wherever other platform and venting your stuff, you need to go get the help you need, because you are internalizing that energy in your body, and your body is mad at you for it. So I know I kind of veered off topic. I just kind of wanted to throw that in there.
No. One last thing, Sean, yo, and then I'm done too. I'll let our guests, because that's what we want to encourage. We want more people to come up and bring value to the conversation. But just one last point, I promise, that just to add on what Hanifa said, when you have those situations where one or the other cheat, one of the reasons why that eats them up inside is because the power of forgiveness. The power of forgiveness is something few can conquer. You know what I'm saying? Because they never are able to forgive that person, they just let it destroy their insides. So
right, and so that's what I'm saying. I mean, Hanifa always talks about the how trauma transcends not just through baby, but through a woman's body, right? And it's very important that men, and that's why I say the manosphere, the woman's sphere, I don't deal with that. I deal with our sphere. That's what we deal with over here, right? Our sphere, because our sphere is basically being accountable for each other and knowing that our bodies can be harmed by the way we think or feel. But the question today is, how do we remove ego from co-parenting? And I don't think it's possible. I think Hanifa just showed that there is ego, but she was the person to help everybody else navigate it. She is the pillar that keeps the cornerstone that keeps that family intact. But what if we don't have a cornerstone? What are the steps that we can take as men to minimize? Because ego is always going to be there. How do we minimize ego when it comes to co-parenting? And how do we encourage women to minimize their ego or pettiness when it comes to co-parenting? Troy, talk to us.
Hey, and before we do that, can we have everybody mute because somebody has a smoke detector going off, and it's tingling my senses, and so while somebody else is talking, can you please like be on mute, or at least change that battery?
All right, Troy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yup.
Yeah. How you guys doing today? Yeah, you gotta take away that system.
Mm.
You know, women got a system backing them. You know, that takes the control away from the man.
Mm.
You gotta get rid of the system. Or women are not gonna give that control over.
Mm. So that causes bad co-parenting?
I mean, that causes bad co-parenting from the root, because some women or men are getting into relationships, having children with not the right intentions.
Mm. Mm.
So, I mean, you know, you got to start from the root.
Right. So you're saying once they get in a relationship and it doesn't start right, it's already fucked up. There's no way to fix it.
I mean, don't we go into things with intention?
Mm.
I mean, if you meet this dude at the club and you end up getting pregnant by this dude, what was the intention in that?
Mm.
You wasn't getting with this dude to build a family and raise a child.
Mm.
So now here comes the system.
Mm.
Because 9 times out of 10, that man don't want that child because it was a one night stand. Like a lot of this goes on.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You're saying if you don't have the right intentions and you have a child, you're never going to have perfect co-parenting. That's what I want to make sure that you're clear.
Right.
And then, what happens? The system comes in and makes it worse.
Right. So now we're adding the system. Like we can't come to an agreement as two adults, two human beings.
Right.
So
and that's
you
know, that was my situation, Troy. I was saying that too. Because I like the message Mr. Palmer says, right? Kinda, right? But I get it. But his battle is not with women. His battle should be with the system, because the system allows people to act like that, right? So when you name calling and you say this and this and that, doesn't make sense. You should use all the followers that you have and all the money that you're getting to create political action committees that could elect officials that could fix the system for you, right or wrong. That's just my thought.
It starts in the family. It starts in the household.
Okay.
How we gonna raise a generation of men and women that even think like that?
Right.
And the children that are being born out of wedlock, they're one night stands.
Right.
How are we even going to get that mind state to our children?
Question. We get that. We know if you do not start a family right, it's going to be issues. But the reality right now is that we have a lot of families that have started the way that you might not approve of. So what is the solution?
Right. Well, as men, that's what we're supposed to come up with.
Right. That's why we're here.
What is the solution?
Right.
The solution is men need to think smarter about the relationships they get into, men and women.
Right.
I mean, are you getting in this to have fun? Is this a party, or are we coming together to build as a family? Like, I mean, what is the answer? I mean, we can sit here and talk about answers and solutions all day, but are we going to implement these answers?
Well, we got to get the solutions. For us to implement them, we got to have solutions, right? We got to have solutions.
Right.
Then we can say, okay, let's implement it. And I get it.
But then we got to deal with the generation that was birthed out of wedlock, that the ones that don't have fathers and all that. We got to deal with them too, because they're going to bring up that generation that we need to really go strong with this. So how are we going to get to them? I mean, we can't forget people.
Troy?
Skip. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Troy, what are some de-escalation or some things that you do personally that you feel that you're helping? Or I don't know your status. Are you co-parenting? Are you married?
Yeah, I'm co-parenting. You know, I got a wife now. I'm finally doing it right and having a child in marriage and raising it in a home together. Yeah, but I'm from both sides, so I see it.
What are some things that you're doing right now?
I mean,
what are some things that you're doing right now that you're like finding yourself having to fix in terms of, like, say, ego and or just setting the landscape for this environment?
I'm being a man really, I never was taught how to be a man. So I grew up and I started looking at other men and how to model them. And I got sons that I need to teach how to be men. So I had to step up. I work every day. I show them good work ethic. You know, I'm there for them every day. You know, even though I'm outside of the household with them. I'm a phone call away. They got phones. They know. We can call Dad. Dad gonna give it to us and tell us the real. But he ain't gonna judge us. He's gonna lead us in a good character. I mean, it starts in the home. I don't know where else it starts at. It might be a little messy, but what do you do with dishes? You clean them, don't you?
Whose beep was that?
Troy, get back in the car, man. I love you in the car, my guy. I need you.
No, I said whose beep is beeping. That's like an ankle bracelet. I used to have one of those. It's like an ankle bracelet. You must be too far away from home. You too far away from home, man.
No, that ain't me.
Go back to the base. Charge up your shit, man.
That ain't me, man.
That shit's not a smoking thing. It's an ankle bracelet.
That ain't me. I'm on the computer. I'm good. I don't hear no beat.
Hey, every show is something different, I swear, man.
We're the first show to ever have an ankle bracelet. All right, listen, Simon Hectic, what's up? Talk to me.
Everybody go on mute.
Right. Somebody said, what?
They're gonna call us lo-fi.
Somebody said, yo, our chat community garden is hilarious. It went a whole 20 minutes. Just somebody said,
yo, son, you can't laugh at yourself if you can't laugh at yourself.
Yeah, I fuck with you, Troy.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear your people. Come on, Simon.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna pay attention to Chef from now on.
There you go. What up, big dog?
Going on, sir?
Still ain't say your age. You real slick with that. Well, I'm gonna let that one roll. They was like, he still ain't even give you the age. I was like, damn, yo, that's that's a slick pip right there. You got that.
No, thank you for bringing me back on.
Welcome back, bro.
King E Black, for real.
What's up?
Yeah, and all the other passengers. I'm gonna catch some heat again. Nah, I love your topic. Real serious topic. And what's kind of interesting is the conversations that you're bringing up. I know there's like this whole thing about like Lapeef and
turn the lights up.
all that sort of stuff. I think you know, I'm more like military, sort of like you need a splinter like segment. You need like to see another perspective, um, and it's all entwined really, and all the beef stuff is all this and that. You get what I mean? Like people are gonna view it and just go, yeah, 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 but it's all entwined. Like the fact of the matter is you know, I was a guy, to be fair, a year ago. Um, I didn't know anything about YouTube. I was highly in tuned into Netflix. Like a lot of people, like the pandemic hit. You saw a lot of single mothers out there. You know, I was going through my own shit, and we all tuned into TV. But the big thing was, and this is how KS sort of came up, was the fact that suddenly there was this voice that resonated with us. So I'm going to go off on one. And it wasn't Eddie Murphy and it wasn't Dave Chappelle. It was ordinary black men who we didn't know. We didn't know their names. We didn't know where they came from. And they all had a stance in their own space and in their own square. It's global. You guys might not realize this. It's global. Trust me. And we all fed into it. And we all needed it. And I reached out to JR as the first point of contact because he sort of sparked it. I don't even want to go into that conversation, but what you need to acknowledge, and I guess King has already acknowledged that this is not really about who has this little beef with this and that, the other, because that was all played out in the hip hop game. We've all learned from that. Mm-hmm. We know now. The power that we bring to each other. And I think that's going to resonate for a long time. So that's just my stance. And people can say what they want for now.
That's cool, man. I appreciate you coming by, Simon. Anybody want to talk about that?
Yeah, I can jump in. You know, I can jump in terms of the first part. You know, this journey, this YouTube journey is pretty weird because, quite honestly, you know, I watch a whole lot of stuff, but I'm one of those guys who have 4 or 5 TVs in the house, have cable service, and all of this and that. But I may just sit in a man cave and binge watch something from my cell phone. How ironic, right? So at that point, you know, I was really on, when I found YouTube, I was on some binge watching. And then at some point, of course, the pandemic hit and you're stuck at the crib. I didn't find Kevin Samuels from YouTube. I found Kevin Samuels from World Star. And literally, I took a look at that video, and I felt there wasn't enough depth, and I went further. And what I literally did was I started enjoying his content, not because I felt everything he was saying, but I'm about learning. You know, one person is a pedagogy person. Me, I'm more about, you know, I'm more about learning, right? About the learning. One is about teaching. I learned a new set of language of articulation within my relationship. The things that might have pissed me off or might have pissed my mate off. Now there's actual words for it. You know, masculine energy and all of these different things. And what it did was created an opportunity to speak. and communicate, where it would have just been people reacting and emoting, which is basically just showing emotion. Fast forward, we transitioned over to the network, you know, because of course there was one piece of the spectrum and I want to grow. And I was really digging it. And I was digging what was going on without question. It brought me a lot of joy. I will say though, at some point, journalistic integrity, creating a true forum, creating a level of fairness is extremely important. You can't state you're creating a fair playing field and then you rig the game in a biased fashion. So, you know, kind of just to signal what Simon is saying, man, shit. This thing here, it's we still have work to do because this thing is organic and it's consistently growing. But in terms of the joy that I think I'm getting, and you know, Simon, correct me if I'm wrong, it's something refreshing and new. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen next. But in terms of the folks that are coming through, the folks that were at other places and know what their soup tastes like, that the fact that they're intrigued with our soup, you know.
Okay, so like in terms of intrigue, and they fact of the matter is you're there, and people like King, E Black, yourself, probably in about 5 years' time. I don't know what it seems like on these YouTube streets is like everyone's going to get out now. They're trying to sort of like, you know, it's like it's a new thing. It's like a new economy, right? So if I sort of brought out a new sort of version of Bitcoin tomorrow, how are you going to think about it? How are you going to treat it? Are you going to invest in it? Are you going to be dilly-dally about it? Are you going to sort of take a punt? Who knows? Right? So what I think we are starting to acknowledge is this ain't really going tomorrow. Like, we are here. This is a conversation that has had to happen for a long time. A long time. It's not really about black women, black men, white, this, that, the other, Caucasian. Like, you know, it's not really about that. As well, it's the fact that we have the intelligence to sort of come forward, and we always have, but we haven't necessarily had the platform. The people who have now stepped forward are going to be acknowledged. Period. And I'll stay that period again to the LGBT, black, whatever. Like, I truly think if I walked out of my house today or in the next 2 seconds and got knocked over by a bus, you guys are going to be heroes to my children. So you need to realize that. And that's, I guess, where we sort of like flame up with comments that we see from other platforms. Like, I don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Anton. Like, and when he sees me, he probably go, yeah. But I don't have anything against Anton. But it's just the fact that we have not had this platform before. So when you see something arise and it becomes a bit superior to what we've had to actually deal with in our day-to-day life, like you're talking 1, 2, 3 years, like things have happened very quickly, like in terms of the internet, economy, you know, the way we've been able to actually acknowledge ourselves as Black people. You know, this is all sort of stuff that is very, very new. So at the end of the day, it's great.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you. See, Simon, Simon is on a whole different wavelength. He's like, you know, on Titan, one of Jupiter's, you know, rings, and his vibration is deep, and we respect that. You know, sometimes it takes, you gotta listen to certain people. Sometimes they'll tell you things, but they don't know how to tell you straightforward wise. You know, I have the same problem.
Especially when they
I
speak.
ain't B9, I'll tell you that.
Right. But my thing is, so would you mind translating for people that don't know, Chef, what he just said?
Shit, I'm still trying to figure it out, man. I ain't the smartest man in the world.
No, I love the fact that he said that. He's saying.
No, I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
I get what he's saying. What it is, I'm gonna give it from probably the best way I could say it. He's stating, it's like when you hear about Lewis and Clark, you hear about the pioneers, you hear about those people that lived a certain way or lived a certain thing or had a certain set of experience, and they ventured into a new frontier. To me, what it seems as though is Simon saw things a certain way, learned things a certain way, and understood, and he was in another place, you know, and understood what they understood. But what it sounds like, first of all, is you're talking to somebody that's in touch with his emotion, or he's in that place where he's going to get further in touch with his emotion. And I could dig it, man. I could dig it. I think he's having he's explaining his paradigm shift. And at some point, there's going to be points where he may reject certain things that he hears. You get what I'm saying? But I'm feeling that it's coming from a place of a different environment, you know. So also, in terms of the generational aspect, he actually is telling us that you guys are taking the high road. I believe sometimes Simon might have had trust issues before in terms of, you know, delivering certain kudos to certain people, because sometimes people take kudos and they switch up on you. But you know, he said superhero stuff. Heroes.
Yeah, I've really grown to love Chef. Like, really. Like, when I first came on this platform, I didn't know you from Bang. But the thing is like, what I love about your platform, like you and King and Four Horsemen, and you know, I even rocked with what's his face. I ain't gonna do it because of YouTube, but that is really refreshing.
And don't do it on Facebook either. Don't do it on Facebook either.
No, it's really refreshing. You guys are just like some. I didn't even know. I don't even want to speak on it, you Black, but I didn't know. But it's necessary, and you know, the fact of the matter is we do look up to you, like, and this is what you need to take into perspective, and that's the only reason why I sort of came on any platform and for any reason. It wasn't so I'm not YouTuber. You get what I'm saying? Like, I literally watch your stuff. I'm paying attention, and I'm not the only one. There's 1,000 guys, probably, you know, over about 5 years, there'll be 1 million guys in Europe, in Asia, in every part of the world that will be watching you guys for solidification based on the fact of the lives you've lived. And what you can offer humanity.
The point. That's the point of the internet, is to share a shared experience. That's the reason why I got into YouTube, and you know, because I wanted to share my perspective and have a message going out there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us have wanted to do it. I think I remember Arshawn you know, Arshawn just showed up. What was that? 2 episodes ago, Arshawn Dave. You know, and he said he never cammed up. So I mean, it's you're seeing different people at different spots in their lives. You know,
It's just not many people can cam up. Do you get what I mean? Because they've got their
yes, we
lives.
know.
Yeah. So with that being said, you know, that's crazy. He does look like Sean. I just thought about that. But listen, moving forward, let's stick close to the topic because we have lives and families to save. So the topic is co-parenting without ego. Yes, Hanifa, talk.
No. I would. There was a couple of questions that came up. If it's okay, if I move on and respond to them respectfully.
Please.
Is that all right?
Please.
Okay. So there were 2 questions. The brother that was up just not too long ago. Hi, Simon. My apologies. How are you?
You're lovely, girl.
There was a brother that was just up here. Troy. He made a good point because there are relationships that we tend to leave out of the conversation. That's those relationships where it was just a thing and a child was produced, right? And so now there's these 2 people who are practically strangers to each other now have to co-parent. You know, we have those relationships as well. What I say to most parents who are trying to co-parent, here's the thing. If you can co-parent effectively, you're teaching your child, right, that sometimes things don't work out, but it don't have to be nasty. You're teaching your child how to actually resolve conflict, right, in a non-violent way. Our children are always watching us, right? Another person asked a question, Numsi, I think it was. He asked if we had a mediator. We absolutely did not. My background is psychology, okay? I
Be careful
believe
because they say women with psychology degrees are hard to deal with.
Well, I believe in doing the work on yourself first before you even go out there trying to work with others. I truly believe that. So I'm always a work in progress. I will say this to Namsi to answer his question. When we went to court with our document already written out and notarized. We made a decision that no court in the United States of America will tell us how to parent our child, how many times we will see that child. We sat down, we had property that we shared together. All of those things we went over. We both agreed to the terms, we notarized it, and we took it before the judge. The judge was very impressed by that. We went forth, and my family's in Georgia, most of my family. So when I got divorced, I intended to move to Georgia, but I ended up not doing so. In our document that we formed, we specify that, hey, he will return to his father during the school year when he reaches a certain age, right? And then with me in the summers and so forth. We can do these things outside of the court. We can. What happens is that we get too caught up in our emotions. And I embrace the fact that as a woman, I'm an emotional being. What I do not subscribe to is being out of control of those emotions. I believe in managing them. So to answer the last person question, which is Maricela, she asked how long did it take for my ex's new wife and I to develop a relationship. My ex know me very well. He knows my mindset. He knows my level of consciousness, right? He knows how my perspective as far as, Black people and everything is concerned. I will never go after another sister if she has done me no harm and if she has done my child no harm. Okay? I see that woman as a part of our team. And let's be clear here. If I've already made up in my mind whoever I was going to deal with going forward, if you can't come in and be a part of that team and be a team player, I don't want to mess with you because I am not allowing you to come in and mess up what I have going on. We solid over here in our co-parenting. Okay, your insecurities could jeopardize that. So I had to make sure that whoever I was dealing with understood that, and everyone is on board. So to Maricela's point, we worked outside of him. It got to a point where we just, kept communicating. It got to a point where when I couldn't reach him, I would call her phone. When I had a problem that needed to be addressed immediately with my child and I couldn't reach his dad, I would call her and I would be like, where's your boo? Where's your husband at? I can't reach him. And then I'll tell her what my issue is and she'll have him call me back. These things are possible, but it does take a level of maturity. And that's why my number one solution is that when we come out of these relationships and we make these breaks, we really have to take care of ourselves. We really do. Because if you don't take care of your wounds and your hurt, you're going to end up bleeding all over everyone, including your child. So that's one of my solutions, King, is always you have to start with self. We really need to normalize therapy in our communities. We really do. We have to normalize it. Okay, we have to normalize holding each other accountable even when it's uncomfortable. We have to normalize that. You know, if you're a wrong woman, and I dealt with this, I'm a wrong woman who is struggling with it. And I am the voice of reason that have to come in and say, okay, you're trying to control this man's household. Is he harming your child? Does he love your child? Then that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Allow him to parent the way that he does, because now you're creating a friction where there doesn't need to be any friction. So for me, the number one solution is when we break away from these things, a relationship or a marriage is a loss. We all know the grief process, right? Any of us that's been in therapy, we're familiar with the grieving process, right? Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
You're going to go through those stages, right? You're human. Allow yourself. Yeah, you know, and you're going to get to a place where you're going to be angry. But the goal is to get to the place where you're coping and you're functioning. It doesn't mean you stop grieving. You're just at that stage of coping at that point, right? That's what relationships are. It's a break. It's a loss. So we're going to be feeling that. You know, I told you guys, I lost my job over this mandate. I did recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago. But and I tell people, anyone that's going through that, allow yourself to feel it. It's a loss. That was a job that I worked at for over 12 years.
Wow.
These things are losses that you have to allow yourself to feel. And then once you start to feel it, then you need to go, and if you need help compartmentalizing those things, putting the white colors with the white color, the colors with the colors, the jeans with the jeans. If you need assistance, then go get it. Go get a life coach. Go get a therapist. Go talk to someone, right? I tell people all the time, I have experience with co-parenting. I'm in the 1% of people who are co-parenting in the most beautiful way ever. Come and talk to me, because I'm going to give it to you raw. But you have to get around people. If you're a man, you don't need to be around bitter men. If you're really trying to have a peaceful co-parenting situation, you just don't. Stay away from the manosphere if you're trying to have a peaceful co-parenting situation. Okay? If you're a woman and you're trying to have a peaceful, you cannot surround yourself with women who are just hung up on, I would just take his ass to child support and don't even bother. That's not the circle you want around you. That's not the circle. That's not what we want to teach our children. So we have to start with ourselves and allowing ourselves to really feel. Because one of the things I realize about Black people, we are afraid to feel. We do everything in our power not to feel. And so we start to do everything just to avoid that feeling. Allow yourself, go get some help so that you can come in and work with that other person, because that person has just as much significance in that child's life as you do. Every child deserves a mother and a father because they both contribute something different. And in co-parenting, you have to go in with that level of consciousness. I will never tell anyone I don't need the father of my child. I need that man as much as he needs me. I need him to raise my son. Absolutely. And I'm not ashamed to say that. So start with self and start doing the work. I feel like I said too much, but yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You said just enough. Because at the end of the day, you gave an answer. And it's funny because you said initially in the beginning, women in the relationship have to set the tone for co-parenting. Look, you're the only flower in the panel, and you're setting the tone for the solutions for co-parenting. Art, dialogue reflect real life. Conversations reflect real life. Dialogues reflect real life. You are setting the tone for the men to add on to what we need to co-parent our ego. It's very hard to do that. I'm not a parent, but I am a witness to all the toxicity that happens in relationships. We are not letting go of our ego. Vaughn said it best. Ego is innate. It's inherently selfish. Babies, those who have babies, I took care of babies. I don't have one, but they are naturally selfish beings. You have to teach them how to share.
Yep.
Right? You ever teach a baby how to share? So that's my problem, and I'm trying to figure it out. Why are we getting mad because people have egos? That's what we're born. So how do you teach someone how to share? How do you teach someone how to cooperate? How do you teach someone how to be in a true partnership for the benefit of someone that's not themselves? We have a solution. Now, what's the approach? What's the methodology? What's the practice? How do we apply it? Solution is self-love and thinking of outside of yourself after that. But how do we apply it? Because people are naturally selfish from the beginning of their existence. So it's not an easy thing. When men get hurt, they weaponize money and they say, I'm not going to give you certain things because you don't want to make me happy anymore. When women are hurt, they weaponize sex or emotions or children. So I'm not going to give you this anymore until I feel happy. Are they at fault? I don't know. I don't know if they're at fault. But what I do know is we have to find ways to combat it. This is why I'm here today. How do we combat it? How do we combat that selfish ego that's inherent within all human beings? How? Hanifa, what are some ways that you combat ego? Or you teach your child not to have ego so when they get into a relationship, they know how to move like you?
I'll give you one example. Religion is a touchy one, okay? In their household, they embrace the Bible. They're Christians. 1 minute.
I was about
I need
to really
Manosphere
start
to come
off
on
on that.
stage. I need Manosphere to come on stage because Manosphere, we didn't get you on stage last time. We didn't know what it is, but you deserve to come on stage and speak your mind. We want you to come on stage. We want everybody's opinion to come up.
Oh yeah, by the way, I've been getting a couple of text messages from folks. Please understand that I got very chinky eyes, so if you see me looking down at the laptop, I'm not sleeping. Trust me. It's just, it looks like that. You got folks banging my phone up like, yo, wake up, son.
I'm sorry. Can I finish? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hey, go ahead.
That
You
was
can
my
talk
son.
all day. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna sit here like this.
No, I was gonna say I'll give you one example, and this is really a good one. They in their household they embrace the Bible and Christianity and so forth, and in my household we do not. And so there were certain things that my son would bring back, and I know that he has a really good relationship with his stepmom. And so I literally had to sit down and process through that. You know, this is ego king, right? A part of me was like, what? Who you think you are teaching my child this? That's my job, right?
Right.
And by this time, we already established that this is a tri-parenting situation and everything. But that still came up, you know. I also had a situation before because they were living in the house that both of us had still owned. And I literally had a moment one time where it was just like, oh, so you just over there, you know, living my life. I wasn't with anyone at that time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you need to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's real. But the reality is this. I think that it's important to be honest about those feelings. And it's important to to face them head on, right? And to kind of like sort them out so that they don't affect your relationship with that person. Because again, the mission is bigger than the mess, always. And so I literally had to process through it. I had to breathe through it. And I was, you talking about? Like, you don't even want to be there anymore. So what is really happening? Right. And I had to get to the bottom of, in that moment that I was thinking that, I wasn't feeling the best about myself. And so what happens sometimes is that instead of taking our responsibility for what we're experiencing, we start to do the blame game. You know, if you had done this, this wouldn't have happened. If you know, and so I had to take my time and I had to be gentle with myself. And I had to show myself what we talk about, grace. Right. I had to show myself grace. And I had to process through that. And it passed. It passed. Usually those type of
are you a Christian woman? You're a Christian woman.
No,
You're
I am not.
Woman.
No, not Simon, I am not.
She said that. She said she's not Christian.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one example. It was the religion thing. I think I'm past that because I have my own solid relationship for the last 3 to 4 years. My king is dynamite. We are all hands on deck as far as parenting and so forth. So I don't know that I go through those things. At that time, I was single. And I think those emotions would come up. I would never bring it to his father. I would never do that. Because again, the mission, the mission is right. More important.
Right.
The well-being of my child is more important. Yes.
Okay. And I get that. E?
You know, the one thing I was thinking about was how the effect of having a child look at you in a stressful situation. You know, sometimes I realized that, like last night I was talking to my daughter and she was like, I know you're doing this YouTube thing and I still love you. They're so very cognitive.
Right.
They're so they actually see every single thing that's coming off and your emotions and how you're dealing with reality, but they still love you. So the best thing I could say is just, you know, put your best foot forward. You know, put your best foot forward. Learn how to be a better person. And I know we said this before, but that ultimately helps everything else in the situation, including right. your relationships with your significant other or ex-significant other.
Well, it's funny thing that E Black said that, because one of the things that I noticed, and I think I was talking to Terry today, she says that parents don't ask children how they feel, and E Black brought that up. When it comes to co-parenting, how important is the input from children? Because I think as adults, we tend to neglect what children, the opinions of our children, of how they feel amongst the co-parenting. Can your parents explain how that's an issue?
It's very difficult. Like if you have not ever parented to understand what it's like to be a parent, in regards to co-parenting. I mean, like, if you're entering into a relationship and you've never been a parent, you might sort of have some sort of I've come across this quite a lot of times. Like I've been with a lot of I've been in a lot of relationships prior to like my previous circumstances, where you meet people, females, and they go, oh, I've looked after my nephew, or I've looked after my cousin, or I've looked after this child or that child.
Right.
And they feel like they know what it's like to be a parent. And I did that myself. I have sisters, older sisters, and when they had children, like I looked after their children, and I felt like, yeah, I could be a parent. And that sort of almost spurred me on to be a father. I was like, yeah, I could do this. Like, it's not until you're sitting in that hospital ward and you actually see something different. Like, and to bring up the difference between what the experience would be between a black woman and a white woman. Maybe I should back up that, but like my wife went through something that I've never seen before, and that's why, although they're divorced, I give her the most praise in the world. Given the set of circumstances that she went through and I experienced, there is a significant difference in how we are treated, how what people go through, no matter what part of the world you're in. And I love her and I bless her because of the fact of what she done, what she went through, and the fact that I have a child there, and that's my life. So at the end of the day, we can't put down black women in that sense. We don't know what they're going through in that sense. So I guess I'll tally it up from there.
Right. So let's consider the fact of children. How do you facilitate your child talking to the other parent about their feelings towards what goes on in the other household? How do you facilitate that? What do we do?
Chef, go ahead, cook up, man.
I'm sorry. I just dealt with this.
Right. So what
Set it off, Anifa. You good?
Like literally today. So maybe like a couple of weeks ago, we alternate like bi-weekly. So my son is here 2 weeks and he's over there 2 weeks. That became 2 weeks because of the pandemic. But like 2 weeks ago, he was explaining to me that he prefers to be over here. He feels like things run a little bit smoother. So when I proceeded to ask, he was just like, he feels like I listen more. Now, of course, in that situation, I just want to be clear, you're never going to catch me talking bad about my son's dad. Not out of his presence, not in his presence. It's not going to happen. So in that moment, I knew I had to explain to him the difference in how men, right, parent and love, and how we do, right? So I said, I know you don't expect your dad to coddle you, right, or be all loving, on you like I do. I said, men, they are different, and he's very aware of that. He said yes. He's like just like boys and girls. He's very aware of that. But today he came. We were coming over here today, and he shared something with me. So I said, okay, did you speak up for yourself in the home? And he said, no. I said, something is telling me that you want me to say something. Do you want me to say something? And he said, well, yeah. And I said, well, this is the last time I am going to say something on your behalf. That is your house. You need to be able to speak up for yourself in a respectful way, of course, right? If you don't feel like you're being heard, you need to state that. And so when I got home and I settled in, I just shoot his dad a text and say, this is what was brought to my attention. When I speak to you another day, I'm going to kind of like expound on it, right? If you and that person has a good relationship, it's hard for the children to kind of play that game, because they already know what it is. But I address it. That's how I do it. No matter how, and I'm only telling you guys some surface stuff. We dealt with some deep stuff before that I had to go and address in that household. I had to literally go over there and sit on the couch and talk to his dad and his stepmom and really sort through it. Okay. But yeah, you just have, and it was a very uncomfortable situation, but I had to do it, right? Because I am mother. And so it was hard, but we got through it. I think that we need to stop being afraid of the difficult conversations. If something comes up that happens in that home, you go directly to the person that you are directly co-parenting with, not the other person, not social media, not your mother, your grandmother, your auntie, and everybody else, all your massive and crew, okay? Not everybody else. You need to talk to that person that you are co-parenting with. And of course, if you're upset, you need to really take a breather first, especially if it's something that's kind of like flaring up your spirit. Take a breather first, even if you have to take 24, 48 hours before you address it. But you want to address it in a respectful manner, a non-accusatory way, right? And try to leave your own feelings at the door, right? So just address it. Just go in and address it and have the conversation, you know? And I'll say one more thing. And even here, I saw this maybe yesterday or something. One of the things that I often say about our community, whenever we see there's some friction starting to take place, we get real scared and everybody starts running. And I have a problem with that because I feel like we're capable of working through things. I think we are well capable. I believe in us in that way. I think we're brilliant enough to work through things, and I think that we need to start really believing that way about ourselves more. That we are able to resolve conflict without without it becoming aggressive and violent. We are very capable.
Right.
So
Well,
that
that's
even
tough.
goes into how we do relationships.
That's
Go ahead,
very
E-Black.
tough. That's very tough because, you know, a lot of people don't have conflict resolution skills. Let's be honest. You know, a lot of people don't know how to resolve conflicts without yelling, throwing, silence. Sometimes silence could be a poor tactic in conflict resolution.
But we can learn, E-Black, and that's really what that's what I'm optimistic about. I'm optimistic about this platform because I think that it's allowing the space for people to come and be provoked intellectually, right?
Not
And
not just say we are like this and stop there.
right.
And that's the issue. Like it's kind of no respect. It's kind of like when people say you ask them about something, they say just do it. We are people of giving commands without reasoning, right? Without reasoning. We just tell people, no, this is it, this is how it's always been. No, we're here to shift the paradigm. We're here to shift
King,
the
why did you start this platform?
Oh, many reasons. One, honest reason, I really think I'm Neo from Matrix. No, I'm serious.
No, please. No, I think people resonate with that because
Yeah,
that's real.
I really think I'm Neo from Matrix, and I think Chef is
Why
Morpheus.
why aren't you Neo from Matrix?
Chef is Morpheus, and I'm Neo from Matrix, right? And
who am I? Wait, who am I?
Well, no, you were in the picture.
I'm not even gonna go there if you.
No, it's not that.
You're the Oracle.
I'm the Oracle. What
No.
Is that because the Oracle got like a fly little sweater?
I ain't worked that one out yet. I know who cares.
No, but honestly, he said.
Sometimes things happen. Things happen for a reason. Yeah.
He said E-Black is Trinity. E-Black is Trinity.
I'll be the dude, but I'll be the dude with that was in front of the computer, man.
No, what happens is when I say first of all, the Matrix is written by a black woman, from what I heard. Let's get that right. And also, Matrix is the modern day version of the coming of Jesus Christ, right? Neo, new way of thinking, right? If you look at his analogies, it's based on Jesus. Neo coming in to change what's going on, shifting paradigm, right? So I'm glad you asked that question when I said that. I start initially superficially, it looks like I started because I had an issue with a particular group and I wanted my voice to be heard. That's how it started. Right?
I don't know. It's a bit deeper than that.
No, it is deeper than that. It is deeper than that. So that's what it looks like superficially. But if you go to the core,
that's kind of like the point I'm driving because
right.
It's like I get that whole thing. But the thing is like you should understand this. Business and things are not really. They don't just come about.
No,
so
this was destined because I've been talking about this for. If you ask Marisol, I've been talking about this before this even happened. I've been talking about this before I met anybody that I was going to do my own show. It took me to go through this fire and to meet Morpheus to understand what I need.
Of men.
Right. So I wish it didn't happen like that, but it happened like that, right? That's what it is.
So
King,
someone speaks on it, and then they bring forth prophets.
King,
Yes.
King, Chef, E Black, Simon. It has been nice, but duty calls.
Okay. Sorry.
And I just wanted to tell you guys thank you. I know I'm a mother first. I just want to tell you guys thank you for this conversation. I hope that my offerings were received
Yes.
well.
And I can't wait till you do conversations with queens, because what you did today was amazing, and they're gonna get more of that. And when she gets her own platform with the other flowers, I want y'all to start donating. See, we didn't start donation yet, but think Von Brant was the first donation we ever got. We made history today. However, when they do their page, I want y'all to shower these women with water. Water is cat. Get them wet, not in a nasty way. Please, not in a nasty way. Get them wet with water, money. Sprinkle them with money. You know how you make it rain in the But thank you so much. Make it rain.
I just want to say peace to you guys, love, and thanks again. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you so much.
Flower piece. Hug the youngin' for us.
Let's give
so but like I said,
in the chat.
If you want me to get off this at any point in time, tell me.
Yeah, but we are definitely. You're right, Simon. It's definitely a metaphor with the Matrix, and I'm Neo. I'll be honest with you. I came here to shift the paradigm.
I really do think so. You don't know yourself.
I know.
10 years time.
No,
you're gonna know.
No. Not 10 years. 10 months time. I'm gonna shift the paradigm. I promise you. 10 months. I'm telling you. I'm right now. They sending all these.
I seriously have not seen a guy like you pop up.
I'm different.
Just
I'm
randomly.
Yeah. Explain to them. Come on, Chef. Tell them we moving through bullets right now. They missing us.
What's funny is the best thing I can say is every time we say yo, and we talking, and I'm like yo, at this pace, the way things are, this is where we should be at this point next week. And be like,
Daryl,
if
you got anything to say to me right now, please do, please.
Yes, Queen Nita, you're right, Queen Nita, you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't hate.
We just hit 100 likes. I just want to let y'all know.
Oh, thank you.
We don't.
You know what?
Censorship cannot stop us at this point. Censorship cannot stop us. The beauty of the way censorship works, once people become aware, they start to rage against that machine. They begin to rage against that machine because now they feel that, mere mortal men, if you will, are selecting what types of nutrients are going to, be absorbed by their brain. And it's not right. And even if it's a group that you trust, once you see your information, which is critical, is being either siphoned off or trickled down to you or moved in a different direction, you begin to lose trust and you start to question certain things. That's why Bible study goes around. You're allowed to kick the tires on the things in the Bible. That's what Bible study is, that safe place every week where you and the youth, you can sit down with the pastor and you can ask those critical debating type questions about scriptures in the Bible without without pastor calling you a heathen. That's the safe place for it. That happens every week. We can have that here. And the way we run this garden, there is no one oligarch, no autocratic, benevolent dictator. You see what I did there? No benevolent dictator running this situation. That's why one of the terms was, I could have called it True Pill Garden. It's True Pill Community Garden. It's not myself. It's not E Black. It's not King. It's not Willie. It's not Simon. It's not Hanifa. It's not Mayad. It's not all of these people that are becoming consistent members of our garden. It's not just us. It's you. It's gardener, a farmer, he ain't shit. He's just some dude. If there's nothing growing in the garden or nothing growing on the farm, he's just some dude. So you guys, the community, and your ability to share with us and debate with us and all of that, that you guys are building the freaking garden.
If you watch, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, King, I'm pasting the True Pill community garden link in the private chat. Could you paste that to the public? Because we've had some people show up, but some people need an extra nudge. I want to make sure, because I'm definitely going to go live in there. I might even go live after this show.
Okay. All right. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't joking about the matrix thing. I really believe that I'm Neo in regards to this, because I'm shifting the paradigm, and that's why of course I could probably afford the equipment and everything else that's associated with having a typical traditional YouTube show. Of course I could do the other things associated, but if you watch my entry into this particular world of YouTube, it was different from everybody else's. I came in smoking. Let me tell you something. We have 500 subscribers. That's not easy. Don't let anybody fool you. It takes people sometimes years. It takes people years to get 500. Sometimes it takes the hardest, from my understanding, to get your first 100. It's very hard to get subscribers. People buy subscribers. I'm not buying subscribers. It's very, very hard. Don't let me doing this with the help of my brothers and sisters, my rocks and flowers, in a matter of 9-10 days or 7 days fool you. This is hard. So I know I'm, not to sound crazy, I know I'm chosen, right? I'm chosen, but I'm here to help everybody and have you believe in yourself that you could do the same thing if you manifest it. If you think you could do it, you could do anything you want. You could do anything you want. Y'all see me, y'all grown with me. I don't even know how to use the computer correctly. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. But you see, my following is growing. You see, my impact is more because my heart is there and my intentions is good. My intentions is really good. I come off brass, I come off very assertive, but my intentions is there. I want all of us to win. And the only way all of us can win, if all of us sit down and talk and have a conversation. Once again, it can't be a pyramid scheme. It has to be a circle. It has to be a circle. We all have to share, or we're not going to make it to the top. Not one time have I been selfish. Not one time. The money that Bryant sent to the donation, I sent it to Maricela because Maricela deserves it. She put more work than anybody in this. She has to keep up with everybody. I can't do that. I'm not computer savvy. I don't do that. She deserves everything. Chef deserves everything. He does the Facebook. He deserves everything. E Black deserves everything. Me and Will deserve everything because me and Will was last night looking for people to partner with so he could get his STEM thing rocking. Then he had to drive back early in the morning to have a meeting with an important investor for his STEM center to open in his community. We're not here to play. I'm going to bring more of my network into this so you can see who I really am. I don't talk about me running for office. I don't talk about me donating $50,000 every year to the community under my father's name because I named it after my father. He didn't want to do it. I did it, but I gave him his roses. They don't tell you that.
Yo, salute to King, man. Like, I know sometimes on here you guys thinks he just be clowning around, but dude is genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since we first met back in '98, we had a connection. I don't know if it's because we're both Pisces or what, but in any case, he's always thinking about other people before he thinks about himself. You know what I'm saying? Even when he does something for himself, it's for somebody else down the line. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that we always had in common, because I'm on that same type of time. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do is it's not for me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? It's about how many lives you've impacted after you're gone. You know, so you know, I just had to give King his flowers. You know what
Thanks,
I'm saying?
man.
Like,
Word.
I don't care about this YouTube stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing outside. You know what I'm saying?
Big thing.
I'm on this YouTube, you know, just because I enjoy the conversation with the community. I enjoy the conversation with the people in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Because the more conversations you have with the people in the comments, you gain different perspectives. So I'm here for the knowledge. I'm here for the knowledge more so than anything. And of course, I want to support my brother's platforms. You know what I'm saying? And I try to support everybody's platform as much as I can. You know, and this is a lot. This takes up a lot of people's time, and you know, you have to appreciate, you know, the amount of time that they sacrifice to try to give you guys the best show that they can. So, you know, all these brothers are taking time out of their lives, just like everybody on YouTube. They're taking time out of their lives to engage with their followers and the people in the comments that they could, you know, be using elsewhere. But that just shows the appreciation that, you know, the people that are listening and the people that are watching it, and the people that have their platforms have for each other, and it's a beautiful thing, and it gives everybody a voice. That's the one thing that I love about the internet. It gives everybody a voice and an opportunity to have a meeting of the minds.
And this is what I'm saying. When people censor people, you're taking away the purpose of communication within the social media, because it's a free range. It never was supposed to be censored. It was actually a way for you to get information cost effectively and efficiently. There's no reason why you should have to be. The education is free, but the entertainment is costly.
Daryl.
The education is free, but the entertainment is costly. When you send donations in, you send them because I'm making you laugh, I'm making you happy, I'm making you go crazy. But I don't want you paying me for the wisdom that the brothers get. That's free. That's not from me. That's from a higher place. That's from God. That's not from me. So how can I charge you for that? I'm not going to charge you for that, because I really want you to win. Does a parent charge their children? No, because a parent actually has unconditional love for their children. God didn't charge me for the stuff he gave me. So why would I charge y'all? This is what I'm saying. We have to be real with ourselves. We have to be bigger than what we're doing right now. And I'm here to make sure that everybody that's associated with me succeeds. Now, one time did we play anybody on this stage that didn't deserve it? Name one person we played. We don't play people on this stage. We don't clown our brothers. How can I call them my brothers if I'm going to clown them? How? You're growing with a real community that's going to show you how we really can eat without taking advantage of the next person.
And
I don't want to diss anybody, but I saw what was going on, and I'm not afraid to throw names out there. I'm watching TLA because I watch all my ops. I watch everybody against what I'm trying to do. And TLA is not a bad person. But when you start posting Uncle Stu and his page every time during the comments, and Uncle Stu spending $50, $60, $100, $200, that's to sponsor the program, and you telling these guys, the more visibility you have in my chat, the more subscribers you get. You're lying to them. Uncle Stu only has 174. Stop lying to your potential clients. Stop lying to people and saying, hey, sell them a dream. If you come and watch me on Patreon, you're going to blow up. They selling y'all dreams. I don't want to sell y'all dreams. I want y'all to watch me grow. And you can see how to do it for free. For free.
Y'all just watched it.
The last 10 days, the last 10 days, 11 days, you watched us grow for free. We don't have to do Patreon. We will do Patreons because at the end of the day, guess what's going to happen? YouTube, the way we going, they might shut us down. So we have a Patreon set up already. So you might have to do that. You might have to come over there because the way they shut me down on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook conversation with King because they disabled it.
It's a whole nother story. I have no clue, man.
Yeah, come on, man. They playing. I'm here to win, man, and I want all y'all to win. Period.
That's the thing when folks mess with Mavericks. When folks mess with Mavericks or people that are in for a different reason. We didn't get in here for money. We didn't get in here for money.
We're gonna get money. We're gonna get money. We didn't come here for money. We definitely gonna get money on here. Don't get twisted. Right. I need another Rolly. We definitely gonna get money on here. But
I need some more shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is though, because we came in on that vibe, we're a different kind of an opponent. We're a different kind of an opponent. You can use socioeconomics, you can use financial strength. That's not what we're in for. Remember, I'm the filming on a potato guy in the guest room of my house. And it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? But it doesn't take away from the resonance of power of what we say. Right now, we're coming with a different move with Mavericks. They don't understand what the hell are they doing it, how they doing it, without trying to put God's name into, basic earthly things, though. I got to give, and whoever your God is, too, you should give reverence to my creator because I don't know what the hell is going on here. But somehow we're in the season times when we're not thinking things are happening. So we're a different kind of an opponent. We're not even the funniest thing about it is the craziest thing. If those people watch this, if those people opened up their minds and opened up their hearts and put that same ego that we spoke to the side, they would actually appreciate us and love us and know that we're here for the next leg of this journey, away from this red pill, blue pill thing into the true pill thing. So, if they were blessed enough to have that power of discernment that people talk about, then they would actually invite us to breakfast instead of, barring us from the house. That's just my little piece as I sip on this wine.
Simon, what were you going to say, Simon?
Yeah.
You said something.
I just wanted to speak to Guy about his comments on Anton and how he felt about it. That's okay.
He's talking about you, Chef.
Oh, me? Oh,
no, not Chef. Guy.
Oh.
Who?
To the left of Chef.
Oh, Willie Dean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, because I haven't spoken to you before, so I was really intrigued to just hear your voice and have a conversation.
Okay, what would you like to talk about?
What's your standpoint on Anton right now? Because it sort of deviated from this and that, like 3 months ago. Like you got on the platform and you spoke to him and you had this thing, and then like couple of months later, like he had a rebuttal, and then you shaved your head, and then you had another sort of viewpoint. So I just wanted to understand where you were at.
Yeah, Simon, Willie.
You have me confused with Daryl. I don't know Anton.
Yeah. That's not.
I know you don't know him. It was just your videos.
No, sir. I don't have any videos. The only videos that you'll see of me online is basketball videos.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. You're thinking of Daryl. You're thinking of Daryl. That's not me, sir.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to make a connection, I guess.
You gotta
You
love
look
Sonny,
very
man.
alike.
Oh no, that's all right. That's all right, man. You know, Daryl wasn't able to be with us on the panel tonight, but
Are you
I
from
don't know.
Detroit?
I don't know, Anton. I'm not from Detroit. If you Google my name, you'll
Where
see
are you
where I'm
from?
from. I'm
I'm
from
not gonna
Schenectady,
Google
New
you.
York. Schenectady, New York.
I'm not gonna Google you.
Schenectady, New York.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling in.
Now I'm gonna look you up. I'm gonna look you up.
You're real. Will said, "Thank you for."
I appreciate the conversation, but I'm not Daryl. He, you know, I don't know Anton. Like,
Right.
I never was on the show.
Right.
What is your viewpoint now?
I don't know him. I can't have a viewpoint. I mean, if you would like me to go look at a certain video or something, I mean, I can go do that. But you know,
We're not gonna let
all
you
I
do
know
that,
is from
Willie.
what I was learning from the show.
Yo, this is what I know about Willie Dean. That's what I know. That's what I know.
Sorry?
This what I know about Willie Dean right here.
No, Willie's cool. I mean, I was just trying to sort of.
Yeah, he did that.
It's just an objective sort of perspective. It's like, because like you got all this stuff going on YouTube and like everyone's beefing, but at the end of the day, is like what it is like we are all just really trying to sort of put something out there and do something different. This is a new age era.
Yeah.
And people they're out here beefing. Like, what is that? This is not Tupac sort of like Biggie era. And like people are putting out guns and all this sort of stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, what is that? Do you get what I mean? It's like we're just supposed to be having a conversation.
Right.
Like, who cares if you're pulling out like a gun or whatever? Do you get what I mean? It's just we're out here trying to have a conversation. We have what year are we living in? We're living in 2021.
I got you. So I'm feeling the fellas. I know
Stop this madness. Stop the madness.
I know how to talk something.
You think you really still think you Daryl?
It's okay.
I love Daryl. That was cool. I was just joking with you.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're right. You don't have to shut folks down. It doesn't have to get to the streets, because we know folks that are normally
pulling out a gun on Anton, for Christ's sake. It's stupid.
Yeah, so we definitely want to lean back from talks of artillery and things like that to not negatively impact the YouTube algorithm, please and thank you. But listen, man, at this point, here's one thing I want you to do, because you're gonna have a lot of those aha moments and a lot of those moments when you're like, damn, I was doing this all this time and I could have been doing something else. One thing I'll say is, instead of worrying about the fact that Santa didn't come down your chimney the last 2-3 Christmases, know that you're going to have the best Christmas that you have, because you have a group of folks that are going to allow a conversation, are going to treat you like you are something special, treat you like your opinion does matter, give you a platform to voice that opinion, and then crush anybody that comes to disrespect you based on your opinion. So the best that I could say is, right now, instead of looking at how bleak the land that you were previously on was, I want you to think about the paradise that you are.
Please pause.
It's the Matrix.
Hey, tonight is weird. I see all this.
It's not weird. Look, it's the Matrix. That's what happened to Morpheus. You didn't watch the movie. That's what happened to
Santa
Morpheus.
Claus is. I think we should all come up with.
Hey, can I say my piece? Let me
Somebody
say my
unfree
piece.
chef.
Put on the Santa Claus outfit.
All right, come on, E Black. That's Morpheus.
Somebody unfree chef.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, but the one thing I like to tell everybody, just watch how you see people when they get fame and power and clout and all these things.
It was frozen.
Yeah, you were
No,
frozen.
it was some ninjas. They tried to take me from the truth. They didn't want me to give y'all the truth and shit.
It looked like that was the clearest frozen I ever seen. There was no pixel, so we thought you really just.
You thought I was just like.
Yeah. But like I said, man, just look at
everything. Got good Wi-Fi.
Look at how people use their power. Just look, and then I would love for the community to speak up. That's why we need y'all to share. This was so important for you guys to share. This was why we wanted you guys to share, because we wanted everybody else to see the love and support and for the content they want. Now you see the reaction that you're gonna get for having the content like this.
Mm-hmm.
So he ain't Daryl.
Who?
No. Let me tell you, Willie Dean.
No,
Willie
brother,
Dean.
I'm not Daryl.
Hold on.
My name is
Willie, I'm moving you because I know you don't want to be around that right there. Hold on.
I'm just joking.
I'm moving you, man, because I know Willie don't want to be right. You don't want to be next to that right there. No, but listen.
I'm kidding. I'm just joking, bro. I'm gonna bounce out. I'm gonna bounce out. You guys have a nice night. I'm out, man.
All right.
Yo, appreciate the spice, man. You always bring it.
Anytime, Simon.
Yo, listen, check this out. In about 10 minutes, I want everybody to call your friend, to come here. Today, we're going to introduce a new thing. It's called Coliseum with a K. Coliseum with King. And you know, in the Coliseum, when Caesar came on top of in front of the masses, he wanted entertainment. He wanted blood to be shed. So today, I'm going to give you some blood that's going to be shed today. It's going to be two warriors, one from our camp, E Black, and another guy who's coming up today. He said he's going to show up in 10 minutes. I'm not going to tell E Black who it is, but he's going to show up, and E Black is going to have to perform in the Coliseum for all the citizens of the garden. If E Black loses, we still love him. But if he wins, if E Black wins, he shall be king. I'm not going to tell you who's coming, E Black.
It don't matter.
That's what I like. We're going to wait for him, so we're just going to shoot it up.
Is it going to be B9?
Nope. You say it don't matter. He's going to come up, and when he comes up, he's going to have issues. Because you've been saying a lot of things about the manosphere. A lot of people have been saying that you are part of the manosphere, but now you're not a part of the manosphere anymore. So we want to see what's going on, because I know you're part of Four Horsemen, but do they know you're part of Four Horsemen? A lot of people are questioning your loyalty, and this is not a surprise. It just hit me up right now. If you scroll through the chat, you know who's coming. Look, he's going right now. He needs to know. He needs to know. This is something that we do to let everybody know we do not censor people, even from us. Everybody on this stage, on this panel, is capable of handling themselves. E Black doesn't need us. E Black has his own page, and he can do his own thing, and E Black page is going to blow up soon. Trust me. When he starts going live on the Facebook, you're going to see who he really is. Trust me. We here to give E Black the platform that he rightfully deserved and worked hard for. And we're going to make you know why he's E Black. Don't get it twisted. Chef is not going to let anybody get over on him, but E Black fights for himself. I didn't stand up for E Black with Chicago Rilla. E Black was just being protective because one thing he knows that he's a social media potential star and he has to be protective of his family. So everything has to be calculated. He can't just say anything when he wants to say anything. I don't have any children or wife, so I can say what the fuck I want. He has to be protective of his image, period. It's gonna be the Coliseum. Y'all want to see blood? Y'all gonna see blood. That's what y'all like. Y'all like education. Y'all like entertainment, but y'all like when people get that smoke. Y'all love that. So if the other person doesn't show up, he says he's gonna show up in 10 minutes. If he doesn't show up, then we know what it is. People always talk smoke, but when it's time to show up, they don't want to come to King's Coliseum. Because this is somebody has got to get chopped. Someone has to feel it. And that's what we do. We chop people's heads off with the truth and love. It might seem hard, it might seem harsh, but that's what we do. There's nobody that can stay amongst us. He said, can he handle Rilla? That's a question you have to ask him. Is Rilla coming?
Somebody said he can. They said he can handle Rilla.
Oh, he can handle Rilla. Yes, he can. I believe that. I believe.
I thought it said he can't.
I thought it said can't too, right? He said he can handle Rilla, but it's not Chicago Rilla. Chicago Rilla don't want to come on this stage. And if he wanted to smoke with him, I wouldn't bother him. I wouldn't bother him. We're here. We're here. I'm waiting. And while we wait, let's talk about last night, Will. Let's see if Homeboy comes up. We're going to talk about last night. Last night we went to Big Daddy Kane and KRS One. I hate to say, but KRS One kind of won that by a little bit. He won it by a little bit. And I love Big Daddy Kane, but KRS One had hits. When the Bridges Over came on, it didn't make sense. And Big Daddy can't even play Raw. He didn't even do Raw. Like I'm cool. But it was a good thing.
He didn't do the split, son.
He didn't even do a split. He just crossed his legs. It was crazy. I don't know.
I thought he was just styling on him.
He said he handled Rilla on Laqueef. He's funny. He said Laqueef. Who made that term? Who made Laqueef up? This is why
Darrell did that one.
Yeah, we
called him. That's what I told folks to Google what Queef is.
Yeah, KRS One did help me down. I ain't going front. Yeah, he got the win. Kane is nice. No one really lost. Kane was just freestyling, but he didn't have enough real hits. But Kane got it. But the thing I didn't like about KRS One, he said something very blasphemous. He said I would have been the king of New York, but I gave it to Biggie. How dare you say that in Brooklyn? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, he had Mad Lion, Das Effect, and he had Original Gun Clappers, Duck Down Productions, Buckshot Shorty, not Young Buck. You know? Yeah. Lauren,
Black Moon.
Wait, hold on. Lauren was here? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Scorpion? Talk to me.
Like I said, man, we trying to get that second thing going.
Man, they scared of you, E Black. The guy said he wanted to deal with you, and now he's not coming on stage.
He called me out by name? Oh, hell no.
Yeah, he definitely called you out by name. I don't know. He don't want to deal with you. But hey, it's life. So I guess you won that battle. This is what I'm saying. Everybody talks crazy, but when it's time to show and prove, they don't want to show and prove. So listen, at the end of the day, we're gonna end this, but we're gonna end this with a good lesson today. And I want you to look at this. Those who don't know, this is by Don Miguel. It's called the 4 Agreements. And I want you to apply this. I want you all guys to apply this to your life, please. The 4 agreements. Bottom line, number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personal. Number 3, don't make assumptions. And number 4, the best of them all is always do your best. This is how you start living an egoless life. Be impeccable with words and speaking with integrity. You see how Chef speaks? Everything he says is believable. Say only what you mean.
Read the chat.
Oh, I know. I see it.
Okay, I was just making
He's
sure because
coming up.
last time you was like, I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, he's coming up. He's coming up. Just know he's coming up, and he's not afraid of you, E. Don't take anything personal. Nothing offers. No, wait. I'm sorry. I can't see my screen. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of who they truly are, their reality, their own dreams. When you're immune to the options and actions of others, you won't be the victim of I can't even see it, needless suffering. Please look at this. Number 3, don't make assumptions. I'm sorry to give y'all these lessons, but sometimes I want to give y'all this so you can see where I'm coming from as a man. I'm not this crazy guy you think I am. Please copy this, look for it, the 4 agreements. It will help you out. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Don't make assumptions. Everybody's making assumptions. That's where ego comes in. You think for others. Communicate with others as clearly as you would want to, as clear as you can, to avoid any misunderstandings, sadness, or drama. Please. Damn, somebody said this. They said, fuck the 4 agreements mode. Homeboy showed up late. We want to see blood. Fuck that positive shit, right? See, I try to give y'all positive shit. Y'all want to see blood. Look at this. This is crazy. I did a little social experiment. Y'all don't care about the 4 agreements. Y'all want to see somebody get their head chopped off. Number 4, your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Now, under any circumstances, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. See, this is the things we do over here, man. We just want y'all to be better. We just want y'all to be better. We just want y'all to be better. Who's this? Missy T dropping. Thank you. I just want y'all to read that. Thank you, Missy T. I appreciate you. Read that book. The 4 Agreements is a phenomenal book, and we don't get paid from that. This is what I'm saying. We're not like other people that charge you. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just saying that book is a phenomenal book. And in terms of just one of the concepts within the book is about understanding your love language.
The 4 agreements. You see it up there.
The love language. A lot of us that are out here, we speak and we emote and we move with different specific types of love language. Once you understand the existence of those other love languages, you would more easily, the best way to say it is, if you know Spanish exists, French exists, Chinese exists, you understand those languages exist, that immediately puts you into a mindset where now you understand that you would need to translate based on what you know and what somebody else knows. Those of us that have gone to college know that we have some friends that may have only finished high school, and we know we have peers that may have the same intellectual skills or learning as us. But we know when we leave campus and we take it back to the crib and we got the hoods on the corner, doing their thing.
It's time.
We understand that vernacular, would switch. And we do it all the time. So, some people call it code switching as a negative vibe, but it's not code switching.
Maricela.
When we code switch, here's the thing: code switching is not always a negative thing. When we code switch, we tend to code switch for something that we believe is important to us. We code switch for what we believe is important to us. So,
what Enter the Dragon ass you got
pay close attention. Yeah, when you pay close attention to what that other person's language is and try to figure that translation, it makes you stronger and it creates a bigger dynamic for communication. So, love languages. But listen, all of that love language stuff, I think we got the Jabberwockies on here tonight.
All love. Listen, I want to say one thing. We're gonna have respect for Manosphere algorithm. Thank you for coming up. You had an issue.
What's up, you guys? First of all,
hold on 1 second, brother. Let me introduce. I apologize. Thank you. And we want to say thank you for coming up. At least you came up. You had issues with certain things that people were saying, particularly Eat Black. We want you to have this discussion. If you feel what he's saying is bullshit, let me know. Everybody, I need y'all to press mute on the panel. It's just them two duking it out about the philosophies and what's going on. One thing I want to ask from both of y'all, the rules to engagement. What is off limits? What can't you talk about so I can hold you accountable? No wives and no children, right?
I'm not talking about E-Black wife and kids. That's not my style.
Okay, perfect. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna talk about what they do, and that's it. Get busy. Today, hold on, we put on, there will be smoke. We are not responsible if you choke. Enter at your own risk. We do not promote or condone violence, bullying, hide your kids. People, I need to see the comments. I want to see what's going on, who you think is going to win, who's making a good point, and let's begin. Let's get ready to motherfucking rumble.
All right, listen up, you guys. Yesterday's broadcast, you guys had a lady on your broadcast that actually stated that her baby's father, her child's father, is a sperm donor. That is totally disrespectful. That's the behavior that has rotten our community, has rotten it completely to the core. That's the problem that we've been having in our community. People speaking to the men that they chose to be with, that they chose. They picked that person. Just like you don't like the lingo of, what's that term that you use? Baby mama terrorists. Men do not like the lingo of someone calling someone a sperm donor. Now, with that being said, no one said anything about it. Everybody smiled and smirked that off. It's no secret. I advocate for men. I don't have no issues with nobody on this panel personally, because I don't know anyone personally, to be honest with you. Now, other things that were in the chat, I had my opinion on them. I feel like the only way to fix our community is through legislation. The legislation that we have nowadays is lopsided. It's the reason why we're going through all the stuff that we're going through now. Now, if we fix legislation, I'm Haitian, you guys, so I speak with my hands. All right, I'm Haitian. I speak with my hands. I'm an active speaker. Now, all these things that you guys been saying, they sound nice. It's beautiful. Action cut, great for the TV. But the real fight is in legislation. If you fix legislation, you fix all the problems, because then they won't be able to say, oh, you can't do this. You can't see your child on this day. Legislation will cover it. See, when you got an agreement, like a contract, when you have an agreement stating that, hey, your child is here at this time and your child is here at this time, no one could renege. When you have an agreement that states that you can't talk bad about the parents, and if you do, there's consequences, that's what matters. So talking about us guys need to be in the house, what I try to get people to understand is that it's bigger, it's complex. You just can't say, oh, more fathers need to be in the house. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're going through, what obstacles they have to jump through to even see their kid for 1 day. 1 day. That's what's been rotting our neighborhoods. That's what's been damaging our community. We're talking about doing all these things. You got to fight legislation first. That's the way it works. You fight legislation first. Then we can go ahead and build upon that. Because right now, they've been weaponizing the law to their advantage. And instead of attacking us, you need to attack the abuser. That's the way it works. You fix the abuser first, then we could fix all the problems. So to say that, hey, we need to do better, we need to do this, no, we need to focus on legislation where they won't be able to use the law to actually stop you from seeing your child, because that's what's important. Because everyone knows the way to a man's heart is by getting to him through his child. That's what it is. You want to destroy a man, you take his child away from him, and they know that, and that's what happens. And for the lady that said sperm donor, I am looking out for her child when I say this. I am looking out for her child. Do not put that poison out there that your child's a sperm donor, because you're actually your child's have you're taking away the respect level from your child to his father. That is detrimental. And I was waiting for somebody to say, hey, he's not a sperm donor, he's a black man. I was waiting for someone to say that. So my smoke is, if we're gonna address the issue about someone calling someone a baby mama terrorist, we need to address the issue when a man is being called a sperm donor, the same man that she and every black woman wants to protect them. She caught those bodies. She caught those bodies. She made that child with him. She made a decision. He was good then, he should be good now. Period. At the end of the day, it's no secret. I advocate for men. And this passion that you hear, besides me being Haitian, this passion that you hear right now is because I want our community to do better. I know for a fact the only way it works is if we work together. But we can't work together if we tearing each other's down by calling us sperm donors. That should have been checked at the end of the door. Period. That's all that is. If you got any questions, I don't mind answering.
Before you go, I'll fuck with you. I like what you just said. I didn't hear sperm donor. I know I commented on Tan when Tan said, I asked him, can you compare a baby mama terrorist to a deadbeat dad? And I told him that's like the same thing. It's disrespect. I said that. I didn't hear sperm donor. You know, what I need you to do though, do me a big favor. Can you stop flexing your muscles? You're making me nervous.
I ain't nobody flexing or moving. That's all.
Okay.
Ain't no pressure. No pressure. And he black. He black. Just to let you know, he ain't over here gassing you up. I never said I was trying to go ahead and tear your head down, but I get it, King. It's for the viewers.
It's for the viewers. As long as you know.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Let's go, E Black.
All right.
You better stand on the tools. Spend on your tools, baby.
So first of all, I think you brought up some really good points. You brought up legislation that does need to change. However, I think you're kind of thinking of it a little bit differently. I want you to understand that Black people have been through the harshest legislation in history, and we still have a unit of the family unit has stayed intact. So it's not necessarily the legislation, it's the behaviors of the community, it's the pain of the community. I heard when she said that, but you got to understand in the context of what she was saying. She was saying that she was in a toxic, abused relationship. We all know that talking to women in those type of conversations, this is not Kevin Samuels. We're not going to stop people and at every moment when they're free flowing consciousness. You just seen Simon talk for the last 2 hours. So as you can see, we're not going to be that type of thing to where we're going to be cutting off our queens and letting them get their emotions out, because essentially what the problem is that, just like you said, sperm donor is just as offensive as baby mama terrorist. So we need to figure out how we can bridge those two gaps by bringing them together and having dialogue and having conversations that is safe. So
pretty much what I was saying, pretty much on that, before you leave that note, pretty much on that, what I was saying is that just as quick as you address that one issue, it should have been the same speed with that.
I addressed, first of all, I addressed it on his platform immediately when I heard it.
Right.
You're just hearing, you're getting the residuals of a longer conversation. But like I said, you know, essentially this platform and the way that I like this platform is that we're trying to have two conversations, but the only way that we can have the conversation is if we allow both spaces to have safe spaces, both people to have safe spaces to talk. We let people like Tan come on, and he can provide uninterrupted why he likes to call women baby mama terrorists. We let another young lady come on, and she insinuated that her father was a sperm donor. But we also allow both people to feel safe, and they both got to articulate their points. But in the end, there was no arguing. So we're having we're making a conversation. That is most important. Legislation can only, but like I said, hold on, I'll let you talk. Legislation can only go so far because legislation does not change the dialect and the meaning of the relationship between man and woman. That is cultural. You can legislate out morality and you can legislate out spirituality, but when the people rebel and they revolt against the system, that is when you get a cultural change. So if you want a cultural change in things like child support, then we need to have a cultural change.
The only way that I ever seen co-parenting really works when two people are at odds, it's when they go to family court and they come up with an agreement. And with that agreement gives you a set of parameters, things that you can do, things that you cannot do. And everything is illustrated within that agreement, within that document. So guess what? When I come over to pick up my child from your home, he needs to be there that particular day at that particular time. There's no games playing. So guess what? When we are on good pages, when we on a good page, what's going to end up happening is she's going to need a Wednesday. So it's going to force her to co-parent with me. You know what? I need Wednesday. I need to be nice to my child's father. So let me go ahead and be nice to him, and it's going to force a relationship because they have that contract. That's why contracts are so important. That's why it's so important, because it holds you at bay. It stops you from doing what you think you want to do. So this is why I stress the legislation, because at the end of the day, we have power when it comes towards legislation. That's us. We need to figure out who our legislation party is. We need to figure out all these things. A lot of our people go and vote. And when they vote, they only know who the president is. So we need to educate our people on who to select, what's right. Because at the end of the day, when stuff goes downhill, it all boils down to inside of a courtroom. You're inside of the courtroom trying to get things fixed. So until we fix that, that's the only way. You need something holding you, something binding.
Manosphere, question. Can you read it?
Oh, well, what question? Let me see. No,
somebody help about.
The thing is what I'm saying is that we need to educate ourselves more about the laws and how to get better laws. Pretty much.
But how does that relate to name calling?
No, that was two different points.
Okay, because I was getting confused.
It was two different points. Because that's what he went back on the community. The name calling thing was about I thought we was off that situation when he mentioned that he talked about it on another platform.
Right.
So I thought we was off that.
Okay.
He went to talking about the community. So I was like, in legislation. So what I'm saying is that it's like I stated before, it's like a contract. When you're on contract, there's certain things you can do, certain things you can't do, no matter if you're mad or happy. Same thing when you get those agreements in family court. They tell you what you could do and what you can't do, and what ends up happening is force both parents. It forced both parents to get along in a mutual way. I know I have a 18-year-old he's 18 now. I don't pay child support for him no more. But through that whole dynamic, that was the only thing that kept us good. I have younger kids too. But my 18-year-old, that's what I went through, and that's what kept us on common grounds.
Well, I understand. I understand that. And the thing about contracts is all about leverage. You can't argue a contract if you don't have any leverage. Therefore, you need to have some type of power. Men need to regain the power in their household. Then we can then stipulate our terms of the deal in terms of the contract, and then we can go into political force. See, that's the problem is that you're trying to change the system on the top level, but you got to change it on the bottom level. You got to get more men. See, y'all play. I see that. So when you what you got to do is you got to get more men in the house, and then you got to get more women with them. Then you can change the political system. Then you can make fair and equitable contracts. So I agree with you. We do
But
need to
how does
update.
that happen?
I never said. First of all, I never said that in terms of contracts between men and women, it shouldn't be fair. I never said that. I just blame the people who cannot see where we have to take ownership of our own doing, our wrongdoing. I'm sorry.
Pretty much what I'm. This is what it is. Right now, if you're in a household with your lady, and she decides, I don't need you. You know what? I really don't. I could put you on child support. I could get the money. Right then and there, she's using the law. Right then and there, she's using the law to get the advantage. Right then and there, that's what's happening. See, this is what and Chef said something. He called the guys rocks. He calls the women flowers. For some reason, people think that being feminine means that you're weak. Feminine does not mean that you're weak. When a woman stays in her feminine presence, that's at her strongest level. But don't be mistaken. Roses do have thorns, so you need to be careful when you deal with them. There's nothing negative about it, and that's pretty much what I was telling the sister. Listen, don't call him a sperm donor. That is your child's father. You chose him. These are the behaviors that cause people to have single parent households. At the end of the day, he was good then, he should be good now.
Does that apply to females though?
Same thing.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
okay.
It's the same thing.
I get your point. You saying if the same way we protect women on the stage, we need to protect men being name called as well.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, you can't say this is okay and this is not.
Right.
Do you also believe that women?
I respect that.
But do you also understand that women also communicate different from men?
But they said no. But they said she was talking about her father.
Listen, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand it, and I totally get it. I totally get it from a genetic background when you really think about it. Because when you think about it, let's go back in the days. Let's do a dreamland. Back in the days, caveman days. See, we have three parts of our brain, the triune brain. Three parts of our brain. You have what's called the lizard brain. That's the R complex, another name for it. That's your reactionary part of your brain. That part of your brain right there is react. It controls fear. It controls, that's your horny gene as well. It controls that as well. It controls all the anger. And it's what makes you act irrational. Then you have in the limbic system, where you have the mammal brain. That stores all of your memories, your good ones, your bad ones, and that's where your emotion comes from. Then you have your neocortex. That's you. That's the creative side of you. That's what makes you poetic. That's what gives you artistry. That gives you all of these things. That's actually you. But for most people, their lizard brain, the R complex, is what really gets the message first. So once your R brain gets your reptilian brain gets that message, it takes time for it to process to who you are, which is your neocortex. See, for women, it goes from their reptilian brain to their emotions. For men, it goes from our reptilian brain to our neocortex. Then we will filter out the emotion.
Question.
Yes.
Sorry, man. So sorry to interrupt you. The question they want to let you know she wasn't talking about her man. She was talking about her absentee father.
It wouldn't matter if he's an absentee father. She picked him.
Okay, and another
No,
question.
her father. Her father.
Or actual father.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was a top.
Then her mother picked him.
Right. Okay. Then another
At the
question.
end of the day, it's part of her.
Yeah. The other question is, another question they asked you: did you marry any of your kids' mom? If that's personal, you don't have to answer. But did you?
I don't mind. I'm married now. I'm not hiding. I'm married now.
Okay.
And the child my current child right now, we're married with. I only didn't marry my adult child's mother.
Okay.
That shows that we, as people, make mistakes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I was man enough to take care of mine. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if someone. That's a different story. That's a whole different thing. I don't want to change the
right.
But back to what I was saying when E Black was saying that you understand women processing emotions is different. I had to give you that little bit of synopsis of things to let you know that yes, I get it. When we were cavemen, right?
Right.
When we were cavemen, we went out there and got food. So our whole thing is we had to be creative. We had to go get the food and things of that nature. Woman thing is she was at home waiting for us to come home. So when she's waiting, guess what? She's in her emotions because she don't know if we coming back. So you're talking about generations and generations of the R brain, the reptilian brain. So guess what? That's how they're built genetically. That's how they're built. They're built to worry. That's why women, they deal better with stress, and men, we deal better with pressure. We're good when it comes to pressure.
Why did
we put all the pressure on our shoulders?
She says, but woman, so is this over with? Because we want to get to some questions here. Are y'all done?
I don't mind. I told E-Back I didn't have no beef with him. I already know what King was doing. He was getting everybody in the room.
Man, you know, I'm one of them little shorties, man. I don't care who got to fight.
Nah, I ain't gonna fight.
I'm not.
He didn't beat you up, but he did win. He didn't beat you up, but he won a little bit because you were wrong.
You know what else wins?
Let me say why.
You know what else wins, King? King, you know what else wins?
What?
A fan. But go ahead, King.
Listen, at the end of the day, he made a good point in regards to the fact that legislation is not going to change morality in the household, right?
It'll control it though. It'll control it. That's what will happen. It'll control the situation.
Yeah, that's a long-term play, right? And then the other thing you had too, he said in regards to you didn't hear it. He addressed it the first time, but you didn't hear him do it. So that's why I say he won. You make good points, in my opinion. I agree with legislation, but that's a long-term thing. But it's not. I don't think it's going to help people saying triggering words. No.
Those was two different topics. But right. I get what you're saying. Those are two different topics. Right. And when it comes towards all I'm saying is legislation is what destroyed our thing, and it's what needs to fix it. Okay. That's pretty much what I'm saying. It's what began it, and it's what ended.
Yeah, but you always welcome up here because you had dialogue. It was respectful. Y'all went back and forth, no name calling, and it was real. And I think some men agree with you, some women agree with you, some didn't, right? I think also what took people off is the fact that your name is manosphere. So when some women hear that, they already assume. You feel me?
It's okay. That's great though. At the end of the day, I'm okay with that. Like for instance, this is my online persona.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, I don't hide the fact that I advocate for men, because at the end of the day, as long as I advocate for men, that's in women's interest. See, as long as the women understand as long as a man is doing good, a woman will always be okay. Period.
But I think we just need to bring us a little bit closer together. Stop going to our cubby holes and kind of come a little bit closer together and have better conversation. Oh my God! Hey, this show is wild. This show is wild.
Shout out, Chef. Yeah. West side, nigga, east side. Got it.
I said, I'll be right back.
Yo, this guy, y'all crazy, man. Anyway, man, I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. We had a good show tonight.
Manosphere. Thanks for putting me on too, man. Thanks for putting me on. I know it was late and everything.
Yeah,
I had some business.
You always welcome here, and I like the persona that you have because you represent something that the opposite. Because we're trying to bring balance, and there's women that want to promote only woman stuff, and you protect the men. We welcome your opinions and your philosophies up here to have discourse. You understand? So you're always welcome up here. I appreciate you.
No problem, no problem. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Yo,
all right.
Sakwa said, "Fred, yo, you are interesting You are interesting character, my G. For real, man.
Flemas.
Oh, Babankou. That's Babankou right there. That's the Haitian rum. You can't. It's only made in one place. You could get it over here. Snap. Yeah, man. Right. Well, even though you made me feel unsexy with all of them damn muscles, family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we want to say thank you to everybody. Thanks for coming out. We had a good night. Shout out to E. We stood up. We stood tall. Next time, hopefully, we get Mr. Palmer up here and we can see what's going on. But other than that, I appreciate y'all for coming out. I want to say good night. Thank you to everybody that donated. This is the first day we ever got donations. It was unexpected, and I appreciate you so much. Yes, man.
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
I do have a YouTube page, you guys.
Say it.
It's Manifest Algorithm. I only got one video on there, you guys.
Okay.
I make a lot of money and I'm busy, so I got to try to get on this YouTube thing.
Yes.
So, you can see me on my YouTube page. I only got one video up right now.
Yeah. Marcella, put that up there so we can post it real quick. We fit here. Put that up there, please. Thank you. We're gonna put E Black up first. E Black, you did your thing. Good job. We want to say thank you so much.
I need y'all to follow Chef though. Chef should have way more subscribers on this channel.
Absolutely. Follow Manosphere Algorithm on YouTube. Please follow him. Like I said, we don't hate. We want everybody to be great. That's it. Like I said, it is. This is a new world to me, man. I never seen this. You could have aliases and do your thing, but as long as you have like good ideology and good points, they're gonna respect you. Also, Chef said it right. Thanks for joining, fam. Jokes are jokes, and I appreciate you stepping up. Thank you. We joke around, but we don't mean no offense. Go and support Chef page. He's gonna have some videos dropping real soon. He will be doing the breakdowns of the show soon, so go and check him out. Also, check out For the Lives of E Black on Facebook. Also, go on Cop Love by Willie Dean. Please go on Cop Love. You will be hearing from more books from him soon. It's on Amazon. Thank you. And Barnes & Noble, I believe, right, brother? Yep. Thank you. That's it. It was a great show. I appreciate y'all. Good night. Anybody got anything else to say before we bounce?
Thank y'all for having me. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a pleasure to be on this platform. Manosphere, thanks for coming out, brother, man. Can we see your face, or is there a reason?
If I make too much money, so I'm high profile.
Okay.
But I can say this though, if you get my subscribers up high enough, well, I go ahead and take this whole damn ass off.
No. I mean, it's, I'm just
not you personally. I'm just talking.
It's just
But just think about it this way. When you go to a bartender, when you go to a bar, right, and you speak with a bartender, you don't know who he is, right? You don't know him. You don't know him. But you share everything with him. You tell him your down. You tell him your ups and your downs, but you don't know him from a can of paint.
I don't, but when I speak to somebody, I like to look them in their eyes, and it was just I can't see your face, but I understand. It's for you. No, yo, I understand.
With the smoke,
you get a lot of money. That's for your safety. I respect that because you got a family you got to provide for. So I'm not coming at you, bro. Like I'm not.
I don't think so.
That's not the type of time I'm on. Yeah. But yo, thanks for coming. I appreciate your perspective, like for real.
I'm gonna get another man.
The girls like it though. The girls like it. Terry likes that. Anytime I think Manosphere is a freak in the bed. So the girls like it. Keep it.
Yeah. Hey, he looked like he posted like somebody out of a Trey Songz video with some shit. yo. The thing is, this is real. It was like, this is weird. It's wild, but this dude is making sense and he's articulate. But he looks like super stripper, samurai, killer, ninja, Avenger dude.
With perfect dictation.
Listen, I enjoy all the
Certification.
shots. I take all the shots, man. I'm
Right.
cool with it, man.
And he's Haitian.
Yo, so we gonna end this right now. We want to say thank you so much. Also, tomorrow, just know when it starts, we don't come on until we get 25 likes. So we just trying to make sure that we have just feel welcome to come into the room and just give y'all entertainment and enjoyment. So please just try to get the likes early. I post up early so we can get the likes up early. It's very important. It's very hard to get subscribers and likes in this game of YouTube. So when people like Manosphere Atmosphere comes on the scene, show them love, because it's, like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy. But at some point we do crack the matrix and we find a way to make things happen. And that's why I don't know why I'm so successful so early. I really don't know why. I don't. But I'm grateful. So we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna try to find a formula and teach everybody the formula so we all can get money. There's enough money on YouTube for everybody, right? And if those who making money like that, I'm from Brooklyn, so when I see certain networks make money, I want to take it. I'll be honest with you, I want to take it, but we can't do that on YouTube streets. What we do is we give good content, we have good discussions, great entertainment, and the subscribers will come. Speaking of that, I had some dude said, follow me. I'll follow you, you follow me. I said, no, I want to see what's on your page before I follow you. I'm not going to just follow anybody. I got to see what's on your page. And if it's in alignment with me, I just don't follow anybody like that. You feel me? So that's just me. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, brother.